coming in, man.
What?
Stream should be starting up any
We're
second.
streaming now? You rat bastard.
I'll just say this. Anytime you do that weird fake shit like that, the stream's coming in now, or any of that weird stuff you do, I'm just going to ignore it.
You better just calm your fucking britches already today.
I'm just going to ignore you.
I wish you would.
Damn, Rennie nailed it. Fuck, I can't hear myself. Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself and you.
And me, huh? Maybe it's just my headset.
I can hear myself.
Check one, check one. Check. Of course, it's plugged into the wrong one. That sounds better.
Surreal talk. Cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Look at this sumbitch with 2 slashes as his name.
There's 2 slashes.
Or her name.
It's 2
says Sup Youngs.
Youngs. M's Utes. What's a Ute? Sorry, Your Honor. Youths.
It's funny stuff. Love that movie. Show idea: missing persons in national parks. That could be cool. I'm gonna write that down. Actually,
did you see the? Man, this thing fucking blows. Look at that.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're rebuilding.
Did you see the guy that tweeted at us a couple days ago? March 12th. Wait, that was yesterday. Maybe that's just when I replied. Anyways, he says, I swear the other day on a stack of Bibles that I was sitting on the toilet thinking about getting my blood work done, and a minute later, the blood work place shows up in an email.
I mean, coincidence, but a fucking weird one.
Crazy shit could be entirely possible.
Disappearances at national parks. Now it's on the list. Anyone else watch Free Solo? I heard of it. I don't know shit about it.
I know Han Solo. Probably not much. I gotta turn my shit off. Speaking of that, because I have all Star Wars ringtones now, and
oh yeah, it's the guy that climbed El Cap. Fuck that. I've been to Yosemite and seen El Capitan. It's a big fucking rock.
You have not.
Well, yeah, I have. It's pretty cool. Saw Yosemite itself. The falls.
You do the group. I'm doing.
There's something called Bridal Falls. I remember seeing there. Huh.
You do the group. I'll do the Twitters.
Sure.
Live on YouTube. It's Wednesday afternoon. Dun, 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 dun. YouTube.com. What's our URL there? I don't have a spot to look. Damn, you ran the HDMIs to the wall?
Yeah.
You bad motherfucker. Surreal Talk show or podcast on YouTube?
Hold on.
What do we end up naming it?
I always feel like somebody's watching me. I couldn't come anything better. Is somebody apostrophe S? Just saying.
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, you might have tried to do it with fucking BODIES. Yep, I can't even fucking post still.
Why?
That you remember how you just said that problem where people are? Yeah. I don't know if you can on Facebook or not, but I cannot.
I'll take care of it. I'm more of a tech guru, I think, than
Here,
you.
I'll send you the message I had typed out. Save you a little effort.
Are you putting it on Discord?
Yep, and here comes the link. Fucking Facebook's pissed at me because of the research I've been doing for this week's show. What's up, Seth? Let's see. Can't stay for your stream. Take it easy, Burnt. Did you see the idea he had for our show title?
What was it?
Hold on. I lost it. Where was it? Hilarious.
Damn.
I know. Not bad, huh?
No shit.
In fact, you should go run that by Ocho, man.
Hilarious. I fucking like it.
Yeah, me too. In fact, I'm going to run out there real quick.
I mean, why not? Jesus Christ, that's a good, very good one. I'm going to delete that there. Delete the twit. And then we're just going to, if you guys are on Twitter at all, you can get at us at Surreal Talk Show. I monitor the Twitters, so just saying. Oh, I got to turn my volume down. I can hear that shit. He'll be back in here bitching, just a fucking bitching. I'll tell him shut his mouth. He does that shit. Sometimes you gotta put Everett in like fucking check, you know? That's what it takes. It's all right. Ain't no big deal. But who cares? No. Oh, shit. Boy, I'm just not.
He likes that one.
Huh?
He actually likes that one, so there's a good chance that's what we go with.
Hilarious, huh?
Yeah. I hope that doesn't exist.
Oh, that'd be a bummer if it did.
Let me look.
Because I'm pretty excited about that one.
I'll check iTunes. If it doesn't exist there, then it doesn't exist.
He's like, I'll get the fucking trademark on it now.
I'll fucking download. I'll buy the domain as we sit here. Okay, yeah, there's a website, or there's a podcast called Hilarious.
Are you serious?
Yep. They haven't put an episode out in 6 months, but no, it exists.
Let's just tell them we're taking it over.
No, we're not doing that.
It's a takeover.
Not doing it. Fuck. Bummer. We could be like totally hilarious. Something bullshit like that, derivative.
Ooh, yeah.
Fuck the NSA.
They went out and got hilarious. No, that's not going to work. Too much hilarious before the show, I assume.
Seth, you deleted your Facebook? That explains why I haven't seen you on there in forever. It's been a good 2 months probably since I've seen Seth, I feel like, on Facebook.
Really?
Now that he mentions it. What's up, Chris? Jordan tuning in from Red Bull, Kentucky. Well, welcome in, Jordan Reynolds, if that is your real name.
If that is your real name. I don't believe it. All I'm going to say. Now to Facebook.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
Whatever day it is.
Twitch ain't working. Facebook ain't working.
Facebook ain't working?
I got Facebook now.
Is it working?
I mean, it looks like it's working.
Oh. Let's see here.
All right, I can write something. So it tells me.
Jeffrey Norris says the Ocho Man really went to shit without its 3 stars. Damn.
That you know.
What's up, babe?
You're like the.
I know a bunch of people have said that.
5th or 6th.
I can't get to be first. I know you are. You try, buddy. Not even close this time, though. Get about 20 people in. We'll give it a couple, 3, 4 more minutes, and we'll get the show started.
I'm just having.
Should be a pretty good show today, everybody.
I can't get
everybody.
I just hate doing this without a mouse.
Go get your mouse.
Copy. Hang on. I got it now. It just took me too fucking long to do.
You need a touchscreen?
No. I thought that said liver. It says live.
Microphone splitter. 8 channel.
What you talking about, Willis?
So I came up with this idea.
Something went wrong.
Oh, this has got.
They're working on getting it fixed as soon as they can.
Facebook?
Yes. So they probably knew we were doing the show today about this, and they're trying to cover their tracks. If I had to guess, that's what I would guess.
So I came up with this idea in the new studio. Mm-hmm. Why limit ourselves for one studio to have one mixing board? Why not have 2 mixing boards? Have the microphones split out, powered split, go into 2 different mixers, and it gives us all kinds of fucking options.
In analytics, is the Y after the L or?
What's that?
Yeah, just a T there instead of an I, right? Yep, ticks. Got it. Google Analytics. Any website that serves you as. Yeah, I think we're doing all right here.
Try to post this one more time. Something went wrong. We're working on getting it fixed as soon as you can. What they're doing is they're going through my ad shit right now. I'm making sure I can't get anything.
Uh-huh.
Fucking knew it. That's okay. I already had all those pages up. Like, I'm going to talk about today, like where you can go to see what Google knows about you, where you can go to see what Facebook knows about you, how to clear that out.
Should make a tweet also that's like, from, hey, here's the places you can go to find out all the
should make a page on our
information
website, surrealtalk.com, surrealtalkpodcast.com/
personal information.
Check yourself.
Check yourself, fool.
Yeah.
I like it. Is it voicemail time already?
No, that was me.
Some big news for y'all today.
Who's the stoner of the week? Keith from Canada. Hey, what's up, Keith?
Stoner of the week's going to be me. Not surprising.
Seth, man, that is exactly what we're talking about today.
What did he say?
This is why he quit Facebook. Yeah, I can't stand the revenue model and the fact that every time I see an ad, it's something I was talking about with someone in person. Nothing to do with my phone. Oh, well, I mean, it's not exactly what we're talking about, but it's that fucking voodoo.
Yeah, the voodoo. I told you before I bought that vacuum last week, I talked about buying a vacuum for 2 or 3 days because, I fucking procrastinate and don't really worry about it. And,
Pizzagate, Team Eric, fuck you. Everett.
Oh, yes, there we go.
Team
That's
Eric,
2
he
slashes.
says Team Eric, fuck you.
No, Team Eric, Fuck you, Everett.
I don't know if
There
that's
should've been a
exactly
comma.
how he meant it.
That's
I
exactly.
mean, we can't tell without punctuation.
Yeah, we
so-
can because you, Everett, doesn't work. Team Eric, fuck you. And then Everett. What is he saying about Everett? / Everett? Should have been
He obviously, English isn't his first language.
How do you know that?
This is obvious.
No,
Pizzagate!
the guy could be from Boston and
Team
now he's
Eric,
gonna come
fuck
over here
you.
and beat your ass. all right?
Everett.
Get the keys to the car.
It probably is like Charlie from Always Sunny. This is Pizzagate. Team Eric, fuck you, Everett.
Everett, could be. Me and Nightman cometh over today. Team Eric.
Why
yeah,
Charlie
one
hate
Lilo for
Dennis?
life. Hey, if who was it that came in my stream last night from Surreal Talk? I can't remember, but I think I might have been an asshole not realizing it.
You got there humping your shit on our
No,
Facebooks
I was
and stuff?
like, yeah, I did. That's when Facebook still worked. Fuck, I can't remember though.
What's up, Jesse? See him out there. I forgot to say hey.
Yeah, let's roll.
Where's Armand? I went down to pick up Armand about 15 minutes ago. I was like, hey, we're starting in, about 2 o'clock.
Team Eric.
He's like, I got some stuff to do today. So, hello, Armand, back in your room. I hope your stuff's going well.
To hire y'all back, I was loving it with you 3 guys on there. Yeah,
I mean, it's weird.
Elohim. My friends in the Facebook Messenger chat were talking about LED color changing bulbs. I didn't mention it once. All the ads for 2 weeks.
Oh, they definitely look at your messenger.
Messenger's way worse than fucking regular Facebook.
Yeah, it's worse than like just having your phone sitting there. There's some interesting shit. So, you about ready to start the show?
Yeah, of course. Let's do this.
All right, let's get going.
Team Eric every day, all day. Oh, for today. Moto.
Oh, shit. I gotta put it in a pen.
What exactly is that stream? That stream is Twitch stream. I stream on Twitch.
We should get voicemails this week.
All right. Twitch.tv/homegrownhicks.
Whore.
What?
Called you a whore.
Google is just as bad, but I don't know how to fix that. All right. Yeah, I know. That's the thing, man. They make us dependent on this shit. Anyway, you got the shit queued up or what?
Yeah, you ready?
Ready when you are.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Really?
Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
And whatever else we want.
Yeah, and it should just be Surreal Talk, but we're not doing that, I guess.
We are still called Conspiracies in the Paranormal. A division or a show of lineupmedia.fm.
Yeah, why don't you just finish it off, interrupt
I just
the cow.
want to
Moo.
Yeah, I get you. No, sorry about that if I hurt your feelings there by
No, not
interrupting
at all.
you.
It's just, it's my thing. I only do it every show.
Well, I mean, Armand's not here this time to fuck it all up.
Motherfucker, yeah. Fucking Armand.
Oh, man. Well, I guess let's hop right into it. What are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about online privacy and the
Slow down. We got
surveillance
other stuff to talk about.
thereof.
We got some other updates about what's going on. I don't know why you're so eager to get into it today.
Because I like the topic, man.
I was just fucking with you. I said let's get into it.
Well, let's do it. What you got?
So, Eric, you lined out our next week's show already. This
Yes,
is
our
in the
next
bag.
our next week's show is going to be with David Weiss, the host of the podcast, Flat Earth Podcast, and he also is I got to actually bring the email up so that I can remember what the name of his YouTube channel is. We'll get all of that next week. But the guy we were going to try to get, we got him, and he's coming next week. He'll be on. We're going to debate, discuss, try to change each other's minds on the old Flat Earth.
We're going to keep it from
round
being a battle royale. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
not
that's-
going to be a combative show.
right. Yeah, we
As
decided.
much as you might like me to jump on top of this guy, throttle him, and shove a globe up his butt, not going to do it.
no,
We'll be cool about it.
yeah, we feel like we got to beat him with the brain.
I might stick a globe up his butt. He won't be in studio,
Yeah, exactly.
and I don't have a globe.
He'll be Skyped. But yeah, so we got him. He's coming. He'll be on here next week with us. So we'll be talking about the flat Earth and why it isn't flat. I mean, it's fucking round. Never mind. Either way, that's exciting. I was excited about that.
A lot of people get pissed when we talk about flat Earth. Like I've had many people say, as soon as you do a flat Earth show, I don't even tune in, don't bother downloading it.
Yeah, well, you thought the numbers went down from the racist episode.
I mean, is flat Earth one of the things that really trigger you that bad? I mean, no, I'm just the people in general who
I can
don't
tell
download.
You why it triggers people. It triggers people because it's just like the most basic of fucking knowledge in the world is that it's round.
Well, I'm talking about people who believe in dragons are really still a thing, but will scoff at flat Earth. You know what I mean? Keep an open mind.
Right.
So
there's dragons, Sasquatch, Yeti, all real. Flat Earth,
fucking possible.
Not a chance.
Idiot.
Yeah. Dumbass. You fucking glober.
I'm just saying, keep an open mind. There might be fucking dragons out there. I ain't been everywhere.
I seen a dragon.
You ain't seen shit. Anyway, like you were saying, this week, title of the episode is I always feel like
he's tuning in.
Somebody's watching
deep
me.
inside the rabbit hole. I remember the name of the YouTube channel by seeing him in the
he's here
chat.
in the
So,
chat?
yeah,
Cool,
yeah, exactly. Awesome. The Earth is flat, Russell Burns says. Well, then you'll be liking to hear what the guy right above you says next week when
Sweet,
we talk
I
to
hope
him.
you're here in the chat to give us some good back and forth questions and stuff like that.
He said, how long do you think the show's going to be so we can skip
Today?
out of work? Today? Oh, I don't know. Hour 2?
Hour and 15? I don't know.
Hour 30?
We got a nice little document today, nice bunch of talking points.
Nobody
But
likes
next week,
having their balls taken away.
God knows how long it goes next week.
True.
It could go for 45 minutes. It could go for 2 hours. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean.
The guy's a pro. I'm excited to talk to him. Like I said, I don't want to get into a fight with him about it, but I do want to have a discussion because, again, it boggles my mind how anyone can, with everything that we've been indoctrinated as, modern people, modern science, can tell you that fucking the Earth is round.
Hey, well, now look, I've been down that flat Earth rabbit hole before, and I liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was crazy. It was nice to feel like you're on the cutting edge of shit. You know something someone else doesn't know, but...
That's the way a lot of these conspiracies are. They play on that.
Right.
Make you
Well,
feel like you're smarter than everybody.
Yeah, so that's why the people that get into the flat Earth, I feel like, are the people that have already been into conspiracies. Because you don't go straight from regular person to flat Earth. You don't go, boom, now you're flat Earther. That never happens.
So what's your gateway conspiracy?
I don't
to
know.
get you
So
to
there's
flat
got to
Earth?
be a gateway conspiracy. I'm thinking it's either 9/11 or it's going to be
if
like...
flat Earth is your heroin, what is your weed? Sasquatch? Is that what gets you in there?
No, aliens probably.
Aliens
Aliens has to be. 'cause
Aliens.
A lot of people can get like, oh man, I could fucking believe in aliens.
Aliens is a gateway conspiracy. You got to be careful. I'm going to tell anybody I know, hey man, be careful with aliens because you might end up on flat Earth. Just was saying, you start doing that flat
That's
Earth.
a shirt. That's our next shirt.
You might end up
Yeah.
on flat Earth.
Be careful with don't fuck with the aliens because you might end up on the flat Earth.
Yeah. Anyway, so this week we're talking invasion of online privacy, mostly about Facebook, Google, how they track you, what they track about you, why are these ads you're always seeing, what you just talked about with your buddy next door.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
So let's get it started. Places that surveil you.
So,
Any place online, first and foremost.
Yeah, any place that's a website, they're gonna track your shit. They've got cookies.
So the obvious stuff is Google, Facebook, Twitter, any of the major ad networks. They track you on the obvious sites that they own: YouTube, fucking Facebook,
Messenger,
Instagram.
what's the other one that Facebook bought?
Yeah, Messenger.
The new one.
WeChat. There's all kinds of them.
Yeah, they bought another
Instagram.
one too. Instagram. Yeah, so they track you on that.
But what you don't know is a lot of websites out there use a product Google puts out called Google Analytics, and what that is a small snippet of code you throw in the header of your website. That when somebody logs on your website, they download a little piece of code that sends information back to Google as to the nature of your visit. So it'll give stuff like your location, your gender. Well, that's not necessarily gleaned from just you going to a website.
What, your
So
gender?
Let's get a little further back on
one or two.
generally how how they track you, on what information is stored and where it's stored. In any given place, what they usually identify you by is your browser fingerprint. So every time you install a browser, it's got basically a unique identifier.
Right.
And you go to a website, you get what's called a cookie. I think this is not new technology. It's been around for 20, 30 years. Everybody's heard of a cookie.
Yeah, you eat them: chocolate, raisin, oatmeal.
Right. Well, they also store information about your visits to a website. The simplest form is a session cookie, which keeps details about when you're logged in, how long you can stay logged in before the website says you're expired and have
Before
to
it
go
times
back
you
in.
out.
But there's other stuff it keeps track of, like tracking cookies, keep track literally of every website you've been, and millions of other little pieces of data. And they send that back to the central repository.
So Google knows where I go on my browser, even if I'm in incognito.
They can.
Even if I'm in incognito.
That I can't guarantee you, but probably. So there's another little known feature you can, like all the big browsers, Safari, Firefox, Chrome. There's a Do Not Track button you could put in, or it's in your settings. If you look for tracking, there's a Do Not Track little checkbox or something that's different in all three of them.
Sure.
That said, that's like an honor system as well. There's no laws or anything that says anybody has to abide by that. Any which way, as they're tracking this data back, they send it back to their central repository, their database, and you're cataloged by the unique browser ID. So if you've cleared out your data or cleared your cookies or your cache or whatever, it doesn't really matter because you still have the same fingerprint on your browser. So next time you make the run through all these websites, Amazon, fucking Facebook, Google, it's collecting that data and again associating it with that ID of that browser. So then you start thinking about how do they cross-reference that with all my different browsers and all of my mobile phones. Really fucking simple. You got IP addresses that match up.
So you can basically, what they can do is they can track you from the time you get up in the morning, what you do, what websites you visit. If you check the weather every morning on your phone, hey, what's the temperature here in Edwardsville today? They will know.
Again, that's different. Google on the Android phones, yeah, that's one of their biggest deals is everything you do on your Android phone.
Oh, here comes the fucking iPhone plug. Well, Jesus Christ.
It's not a plug. It's a matter of fact that Google is a giant advertising network. They're like 23% of advertising on the network is Google compared to like 60% is Facebook. But from the time you get up to the time you go to bed, it's tracking literally everything you do. From movement, it's inferring whether or not you're walking, jogging, running, in a car, swimming, in an airplane. And all that shit's being fed back to data or to Google, to a fucking Big Brother G over there.
So I can tell if you go for your morning laps.
Well, does your phone ever suggest, like, whenever you get on the move, like, whenever I leave work at the end of the day, without prompt, my Google Maps on my iPhone, and this is Apple or Droid independent, it's the Google Apps program itself, suggests it's going to take me 11 minutes to make it home.
Doesn't even know that's where
you're going. As soon as
I
walk out the door, start walking to my car, it notices that I'm on the move, and my phone will go, little notification now, Google Maps, estimated 11 minutes to arrive home.
So you know where you're fucking up? You have your location on.
I always have my location on. I like to be able to open my phone and put in. So, again, that's the question. Like, and we'll get to this. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So, where were we at? I was telling how they store all your data. They cross-reference you. They have these
they can build a profile.
Basically, they have very sophisticated algorithms that can pretty much match you up across devices, across IP addresses. Because if you think about it, your phone is generally accessing stuff from the same places. Multiple, like say you have a desktop computer and a home computer, and the only link might be your phone.
Fuck.
So what they're looking is that IP address, similar traffic that's linked between these three devices.
Damn, man, because that's what I have. I have a desktop at home, a laptop, or a desktop here, laptop at home.
Well, it's easy for us Chrome users, too. Again, we're feeding right into the monkey. I know for a fact I logged you into the Chrome browser itself, not to Gmail. Of course, you have to have a Gmail account to do this generally, but logged you into the Chrome browser so that, A, all of your bookmarks go between whatever device you're on.
I already did that. What are you talking about you did that?
This is before you know what you're talking about. Trust me. I showed you that you can log into your browser. It'll save your bookmarks across devices. So your two desktops, your laptop. Exactly, Google Sync. Before, it used to be a whole fucking
process.
Third-party extensions, but now they built it right in.
Really?
Now they keep your passwords built in. And again, this is independent of any type of operating system, be it Mac, be it Windows, be it Droid, be it iOS.
Yeah, right. So you think when you type your password into Facebook or anywhere that you go on your computer, and if you use Chrome, you can manage your passwords and literally see every site that has a password and a username, and click see, and there it is.
So we did have a week for research, and I probably should have researched a little bit more exactly how passwords like that are stored. But at least on a Mac, I know that they go into what's called your keychain, which is an encrypted store for all types of things like certificates, like security certificates and passwords. So I'm not saying that exactly that Chrome keeps that information in there, but what it likely does is accesses the computer's your personal keychain on your computer, looking for items that are saved as Google passwords, and puts them in there. So that's not to say right there that Google has access, but if it's syncing them over the internet, then
somebody
it has
fucking has access to it.
I guess the only difference would be is if you're not synced in, it would save it on your local computer. In that. In fact, I think it saves it in both. Let me open my keychain right now and search for a password for what's a new site I've got. I won't even say the word.
Grammarly.
I don't use Grammarly.
Well, some people's kids.
All items. So no, it doesn't have my password for the voicemail service we use, SpeakPipe.
Really?
On my local computer, so it has to be stored in the cloud.
There you go.
Ends that right there.
I know I can fucking log in and to anything, and as soon as I put my my username in, and then go down and tab to the next window or the next fucking field, it'll say manage passwords ? Just a little.
Yeah, don't you let it manage your passwords? I actually have a password manager program that I use generally most of the time called OnePass.
I have a sheet called Not Passwords.
Not passwords. That's a good way to hide them.
Yeah. It has like the email, username, and password, and then the service that I'm using. bunch of them listed out.
That'd be real hard to find if somebody got into your Google Drive.
Well, it's called not passwords, so.
Well, you should even rename it totally not passwords.
Totally. God, fuck, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, man.
That'll really throw somebody off. Even a smart thief will be like, that's totally not passwords.
That's funny. So why do you think, and this is obvious again, this is rhetorical, why do you think they collect all this data? Do you think it is for nefarious purposes, or honestly? Do you think that there's a person at Google, a person at Yahoo, a person at Facebook,
Oh, there's a person anywhere that can be nefarious with this sort of information.
Not my question. Do you think there is a person, specifically the person who is Google, so to speak?
Who is that?
Google himself is what I'm saying.
Mr. Google?
Mr. Google. No, just Google. There is no Mr. There's no Mrs. It's Google itself.
Oh, it's not a he.
Is there anything inside of Google that is looking at your data specifically that cares for any nefarious plots like blackmail purposes?
I know where he's going with this. So what it is you think that it's a computer that's looking at all of this data. And
it's a database, right?
Right. So it's an AI or whatever it may be, an algorithm, something that's analyzing all of your traffic, everything that you have done online, your entire profile of shit. Is analyzed by like a algorithm or something?
A sophisticated algorithm, correct.
And what that does is builds a profile on you.
Right. So let's load up on Facebook right now. If you go to facebook.com/ads/preferences, you can see exactly everything Facebook has cataloged on you. Now, a lot of this stuff is stuff you've entered. So if you go down and look at your information, you click About You.
What was that address again?
Facebook.com/ads/preferences.
Okay.
About halfway down the page, I think it's the third or fourth section, it says Your Information. If you click About You, which is the first thing, it has your relationship status. Mine says married. That's obvious. I entered that. Who my employer is.
Oh, you
my
gotta bring
job
that shit
title.
up, huh?
What my education is. It has all this, and it has check marks next to it where it can use this information to tailor your ads specifically based on.
Right. It's not going to give you an engagement ring ad if you're already married, right? Right.
More than likely not.
I wouldn't buy an engagement ring if I was already married.
Right. That's the type of smart shit that it does. Categories. So, like, if I click on my categories, it knows that I'm a mobile network or device user. So, how that is inferred is I've accessed it via the mobile app.
Ah, but it doesn't have my employer, job title, or education here.
That means you've never inputted it. This is information.
Bullshit. Look at my Facebook profile. It's right there.
Is it unchecked? Man, you need to get glasses. Every week
There's
I tell you.
nothing there right now.
Let's stop. Why don't you get some glasses? Like, seriously, why don't you get glasses?
So Google will figure out where I need to get glasses from. They can tell me.
Seriously.
No, I don't know. I just don't need them.
You don't need it.
It'll be fine. Job title,
I'm stopping
employer,
the show until we get an answer
education.
here. Whenever somebody has to get 3 inches from their computer screen to see
Because glasses cost like $100.
Oh, my God.
I'm not doing it.
You're fucking retarded.
So
Anyway.
employer, job title, and education are gone from mine. They don't have anything for them. These settings affect how you determine whether or not to show ads to you. They don't
Let's
change.
take a look at your profile then. Facebook.com/Eric.Hicks.
Which is visible on your
980.
profile and who can see it. We may still add you to categories related to these fields. See your categories above.
Yeah, it's definitely on your site. Do you have the little check boxes next to yours on that page?
No, I know just the top one. That was it.
So there is no. So you have a relationship status. Is the only thing. Is it a check mark there on the right or the little thing?
Check mark with, yeah.
And then the other ones aren't checked?
No, they're not.
Okay, so that's why it doesn't have yours. What do you have under your categories?
I have, that's weird. So close friends of men with a birthday in 0 to 7 days.
I got a birthday coming up.
That's probably why. Uses a mobile device, 19 to 24 months. Friends of soccer fans. So apparently I have friends that are soccer fans.
That's fucking wacky. I don't have none of that.
Wi-Fi users.
Yeah, I got that one.
Parental mobile network or device change.
Potential, maybe? Yeah, how about some glasses?
Potential mobile network or device change, which that's crazy because I literally just changed. I got a new phone.
So that's weird. Mine is suggesting the same thing. I have a potential mobile network or device change. I guess I just did get a
New phone.
but I have recent mobile device change as one of my categories as well.
Oh, I don't think I have recent.
So this is stuff that you didn't put it anywhere. It's what it's inferring based on how you've installed their app, where you've installed it, and not only what you did on your Facebook at all. It's pulling information from your friends to make information about your category. So you have friends that play soccer, something you've never done. Now, information about you written down as you have friends that play soccer.
That's fucked. That's just
nothing you
fucked.
ever did. How is that fucked? I mean, how does that really bother you?
So I'm not.
Why does that scare you? Like at a visceral level, What about that bothers you?
Because I'm a private person. I don't like people knowing that much shit about me. I don't even know that. I didn't even know I had friends that were soccer fans. How the fuck I'm supposed to know that?
Who you don't like? You said you don't like people knowing that much about you.
Yeah,
no one else has access
the shades
to this.
open and shit or something. No, get out of here.
No one else has access to this information
except for the 100 million people that work at Facebook. It's not 100 million, but you get what I'm saying.
So what you're saying is you think there's somebody who can easily open up your account. They have the tools.
I believe so.
You believe so?
Yeah, I don't know it for a fact. Of course. This conspiracy world, do we have to?
Yeah, I mean, well, why do you want to, like, make bullshit up?
No, but really, why wouldn't I? Why would I want someone to know all that information about me?
I'm not saying you would want
that doesn't
to,
make
but
sense.
I'm asking about your fear of what do you think is going to happen to it right now? What is your big fear? Like, whenever you see, oh, my God, they have that information about me, what do you think? Like you said,
because
you don't
if you
like
have
people.
this information, you have access to other information.
See,
that I have that I don't want anyone to have.
Objection, speculation.
You just said Google can fucking get onto my not Google. Facebook can get onto any device I have.
That's not the question I have. You're making like a
No, that is the question you asked because you said, "What is your fear about this? What are they going to do with it?" Well, because my fear is if they have access to the information that I just got a new phone and I have friends that are soccer fans when I don't even fucking know that they're soccer fans, then what else do they have access to? What other information can they get of mine?
Well, that's
because I got information I want people to know.
I get that. That's the entirety of fear of data collection.
Well, there it is.
But that's not the question I asked you.
Well, what'd you ask?
What is your fear? What they're going to do with it?
Oh, steal my money, probably.
You think Facebook's going to steal your money?
I mean, they don't have enough, right?
No, see, what we're getting here is you've got this irrational fear that you can't explain. You're giving me weird roundabouts of they're going to steal my money.
Hey, check it out. Why do I have to do? Why should I have to?
You shouldn't have to, but that's not my question. You shouldn't have to give them all your data. I get that. They shouldn't have to know that. My question is, where's your fear? What is your fear?
Who said I was scared of anything? It's just that I don't want them to have it. Why do they need it?
But
what's the problem with me keeping my own information?
There is no problem with it. But what is the issue you see with them having? You've got it. Like if you're saying,
do I have their information?
You're not answering my question. You're answering my question with questions.
Well, I don't know. I don't have an exact fear of why. I don't know. I can tell you why. So it's irrational.
You just like I don't fucking want it.
Yeah, I don't want someone to have my information.
So
is that what you want to hear? I do not want that.
But why?
Why not? Why the fuck do they need it?
For advertising purposes or whatever. But you said a
I
minute
ain't
ago
buying
you don't.
Shit.
Okay.
That's fair. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Exactly.
I just wish that sometimes you could be rational about shit instead of just being like, I don't want. I feel.
What's your
emotion.
social security number? Put it out here on the air.
That is not the same thing at all.
It's fucking directly like close to the same thing.
Directly like close. No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying though? That's what we're talking about here. Is it not?
No, that's not.
That's exactly
the question
I
asked you is what fear do you have that people are collecting information about you being a recent mobile device change or anything? What is the fear there? What bothers you about that?
They use my phone number, give it to an ad place, and then I get
fucking phone calls. That is not what you're seeing right here. That is not the question.
But that's where I'm going with it. That you're asking me the question. The question was, what is your fear about this?
And I'm assuming that's every other single person out there is probably exactly like you that has this fear with no fucking reason.
You don't ever get the fucking calls from the people about your credit card or the
but how do you
warranty on
link
your
that?
car that you don't have?
But how do you link that to this question I'm asking you about?
You don't know it's not that.
Okay, how about this? They got 1 million people or whatever working at Facebook. Not 1 million people, 100,000 people, right?
Okay.
Fucking 50,000 programmers or whatever. None of them have ever come out and leaked that's what they're doing.
Non-disclosure agreement.
You think that's going to stop them?
I'm just saying. So say a CEO needs a new cutback from his. Hey, let's sell this certain information from every Facebook user. They'll give us $10 million or whatever. It's probably got to be a lot more than that for Facebook.
What has happened? There has been leaks of internal documents that show that Facebook, who has always said that they don't know what they've created. They've been playing catch up in this software that they've created. They don't know the monster they made. They didn't know the consequences of it. What has happened is it's shown between Facebook emails between Mark Zuckerberg and many of the top people there that they do realize what's going on, and they are purposefully collecting this data because that is the value of the network is advertising. So it's not like we didn't know that this was going to happen whenever we built this. It was specifically done. Even if you watch the movie The Social Network, his idea for the first several years was no advertising. Build it up first because they know once they get you hooked and addicted to it, and they've got their user base built. I mean, that's the fucking plan all along.
Right.
Now that's
because I still have a Facebook. So even though they know this shit about me.
Well, let me ask you this. How is that nefarious rather than smart business?
Maybe it's not so much nefarious, probably ain't the right word for it, but
I mean, that's what most people would think. You would have to. Why is that not the right word for it? Like some sort of ulterior motive that isn't the exact known ulterior motive. Why
well, okay, so when you sign up for Facebook, they don't tell you that we generate our money.
Have you ever read the EULA?
No, have you?
No, but I guarantee you there's errata in that EULA that says they can use any photo you've ever uploaded.
They can. You know that.
And that is how they're able to do it. You've signed this. They're doing nothing. I guarantee you they do nothing that isn't in their user agreement.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that they do, but I'm just saying what's in their user agreement is that's what I'm saying. They're basically locking you out of Facebook if you decide, and especially for anybody that strictly uses it on a mobile standard, like if it's just on your phone and you don't do a laptop or a desktop or anything like that, it asks you when you go to download it, do you give Facebook the permission to access your microphone, or do you give Facebook permission to access your camera, all that shit, your contacts? And if you say no to any of that, you don't get to download Facebook. So, like when you switch your phone, say you've been on Facebook for
you can download it, you just can't use it.
You just can't use it.
Same thing with, there's so many fucking apps these days. So you realize how many apps you get out there that are free, from something like a ruler application to a horoscope app that are free.
The permissions is what you got to look at.
Right. As soon as they get you the ability to track you, they're selling that data right back. There's no app out there, for the most part, that is done out of benevolence because they want you to have fun and enjoy it.
Yeah.
They put that out there with some sort of pretty front end so that the back end can collect data to make them money.
Yeah.
There's no other reason to do it.
Yeah, right. Why
Unless
would
they're
you?
selling you a direct product. If they're not selling you a direct product, they're selling you to someone else.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. And if you look at it, all of these apps.
Any game from like 2048, the little fucking tile game, has the little apps into it. I guarantee you that shit like is double-click data, double-click.net, or Google Ad Network, or any of that shit, AdSense. All that's collecting information about where you're at, what you're doing, when you're playing this game, what times of day you're active.
The Chinaman is not the issue, dude.
Let's see.
I was just reading some of the chat real quick. Next week's show will be your highest viewed show within a few days. We will have fun. Don't prep too hard or you'll become a Globe rejector before the show. Ha!
That's funny.
That's not going to happen.
All right, here's something I found interesting. Aside from the Facebook, this is more on the Google and Android side. You're a Google Android user, right?
Yes.
This might make you stop.
Uh-oh.
Here's an experience somebody did using 3 distinct.
Wait, hang on. Before you start, it's not going to make me stop.
Probably not.
Okay.
Which is weird, as paranoid as you are, and what I'm about ready to break down here to you.
Well, let's hear it.
Using 3 distinct Android phones: the Google Pixel 2, Samsung Galaxy S8, and the Moto Z Droid.
Whoa, I have a Z. No, it's a G7. Never mind.
Galaxy, is it a Galaxy or something?
No, it's a G7.
Anyway, and again, this was done by Quartz, whoever Quartz is. The phones were not connected to a cellular network. Instead, they were hooked up to a portable internet-connected Wi-Fi network, able to eavesdrop on all the transmissions received by these phones. So basically, they had their own little private tower that they could track and see what every byte of data that was sent out of those phones was. Here's the kind of data that they found was transmitted on a regular basis from the phone to Google. So starting with a list of movements that your phone thinks you could be doing by likelihood, e.g., walking 51%, on a bicycle 4%, and a rail 3%. That's what your likelihood of doing any of these types of movement.
That's fucked.
The barometric pressure. It knows what the air pressure is around you and transmits it back to Google.
So it could tell if you were in outer space. If there is such an outer space, right? Flat Earth guy?
Yeah, it can tell you. It can tell you a lot of different things. If you're up on a fucking mountain, if it's getting ready to rain, pressure tells you a lot. What do they use it for? I'm not exactly sure. It also sends back whether or not you're connected to Wi-Fi. The MAC address of the Wi-Fi access point you're connected to. So the MAC address is, again, it's a unique identifier of a piece of network equipment. The MAC address, signal strength, and frequency of every nearby Wi-Fi access point.
What?
So when you look at your phone and you see 15 access points you can connect to, as soon as you see that list is sent off to Google. Maybe not as soon as you see it, but rest assured that's the type of data they're collecting and sending off. Couple that with your GPS coordinates, which they're also keeping. Here's what else they got. The MAC address, identifier, type, and 2 measures of signal strength of every nearby Bluetooth beacon. So every phone in your area that has Bluetooth going boop boop, I'm here. Every phone that has Apple AirDrop. Every phone or every laptop that is looking for a headset or something to connect to
searching.
It's being labeled and sent off to Google. And think about this: once they start getting good at cross-referencing all this shit, which they already are, these MAC addresses are now assigned to people. You know what I mean? Like, no matter where you go, this unique identifier of your Bluetooth, whatever it connects to, they know that's your device.
That's fucked,
To your ID of your browser, your 8 browsers that it knows are you. It may not have your name anywhere on any of these, but what it'll have is the fucking unique IDs of all your browsers, your phones, and stuff like that, which is basically you.
Right.
Whenever you reinstall a new browser or whatever, it'll find where to fit you in. It's just going to happen. Here's some more of the stuff it keeps. Android's the charge level of your phone battery and whether or not you're charging is sent off basically at all times.
Wow.
The voltage of your battery. The GPS coordinates of your phone and the accuracy of those coordinates. The GPS elevation of your phone and the accuracy of that. At all times, this shit is just being transmitted back to Google.
That's crazy. I didn't. Yeah.
Got me thinking a while back too. Whenever I was in the car using the GPS, the Google Maps GPS on my phone, and looking down at the my route, and the route ahead of me started to get yellow, and then red, and it was yellow and blue again. I started thinking, how the fuck does Google up to the minute know exactly what the traffic ahead is on me on this bullshit street that schools get or just got out of? You know what I mean? They don't have sensors everywhere. It's impossible to have somebody sitting out there. And I start thinking, these motherfuckers have sensors everywhere, and they're called Android phones.
You think that's what's going on?
How else, man? How else are they getting this accurate data on slowdowns? Because it tells you right there, a list of the type of movements your phone thinks you're doing by likelihood, walking, in a vehicle. Transmits that shit back.
That's crazy, dude.
So what they're doing is they are exploiting all of the Android phone users as a botnet for their traffic. And this barometric pressure makes me think fucking weather services. Think about it like that.
You know what I just did? Unlock my phone with what?
Fingerprint?
Yeah.
There you go.
Fuck, man.
I unlock my phone with my face. I look at it and it unlocks.
Fucking poor phone.
Fuck you. That's funny. Does that not freak you out at all? That
Cardiff says in the chat, where are you getting all this stuff, Everett? Where did you get your sources? You always used to ask Eric that same thing. Oh, good call.
This is an article I Googled, pretty simple. What does Google Android track about me? One of the first articles I found was on a website called bgr.com. So Google, what does Android phones track about you? Look for the website, bgr.com, in your results. There's a big-ass long article that has a whole bunch of other shit on it.
What are their sites?
What do
they cite as resources here?
Let's see. They actually cite another site called Quartz, which I'm heading over there now, qz.com.
This is fake news, watch.
If Google may be tracking your every move is the name of their article they use at qz.com. Yeah, it's just another thing that says the same exact shit. It gets a lot more in depth, though.
Do you think you can make a website like Quartz?
Google Maps users are encouraged to get the most from Google Maps by turning on location history. Wow.
Yeah, they want your history.
Yeah, they want it all, man.
So do you think you can make a website like that, Quartz?
Quartz is just a...
Could you make a website that looks like that easily?
Yeah, it's just like, it looks like a web.
Okay, so then
website.
we don't know that's real or not. It's reputable. I mean,
I can make a website that looks like anything.
Did you Snopes it or?
No, I didn't Snope it.
Okay. Just as long as we're on the same page. Thank you for the idea there, Matt.
What do you say?
Check your ass.
Check my ass?
No, because he was asking if you had sources. Could you cite sources?
Of course there's sources. I'm not bringing up all this shit on my ass. I never do that.
That's only me, right?
Yeah, it's only Eric.
All right, what do we got next?
So,
Dr. Joe had on last night was supposed to be some sort of vaccination supporter. He was a horrible representative for vaccinations and didn't even read facts to refute him.
Hey, fuck the chat right now.
Well, that's a good point, though. Vaccinations.
What's that got to do with anything?
I mean, it's a serious thing going down in the world right now. Anyway, go ahead.
Thank you out there, whoever that was, for fucking taking him off topic.
That was
I have a hard enough time keeping him on topic as it is, and you're out there talking about vaccinations. Why don't you bring up fucking Israel while you're at it? See if we can keep him on topic a little bit better.
That won't happen.
So we do know also from our episodes we did about the CIA and all their stuff that what they can do. So that's not really what we're talking about today, would you say? So the way they install like little chips in your phone that allow you them to track you, different types.
We're
of
talking about the private sector,
right?
Yes.
So not the government issues.
Not the government, because we did a government overreach episode that talked about, and even one of our Vault 7 episodes was, we talked a lot about what they collect and what they can't, not what they collect, but that they're able to collect anything they want.
I'm trying to look for something.
That's the thing. Like, can you go to jail for this shit? Like, that's what I want to know. Is it against the law to track my shit? No, because you give them permission.
You've given them permission.
Exactly.
It's a trade-off, man. You want the service they provide, you have to give them something back. It's a quid pro quo.
Is the juice worth the squeeze is what you got to ask yourself. Are you okay with using Facebook to have all of your fucking movements, everything, literally
Google,
everything tracked? Right, but if everybody uses fucking Google. What do you think? 9 out of 10 people use Google for something, whether it be Gmail or YouTube or Google.
Think about that. From search to maps to whatever.
Anything. I would say 9.5 out of 10
at least
people.
At some point have touched a Google service.
Yes.
Probably even more than that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Without knowing it. So here's something. A lot of people, like I'm sure you've had the situation where you've been sitting around, have a discussion with a buddy, or a couple days later you're scrolling through your Facebook feed or whatever, and then boom, there's ads about something that you're pretty sure you haven't looked up on Google and only spoke about with a friend.
I just told you this happened to me because I bought that vacuum. So I was thinking I needed a vacuum for like 3 days, and I talked to Mom about it. A couple other people like, fuck, I got to get a vacuum, dude. I have to get a vacuum. And we went to the store to get it, and like on our way back, literally on our way back, the model I bought was an ad on my phone. The fucking model I bought. I didn't even know that I wanted Abyssal. Okay? I didn't know that. I didn't know. I could have had a Eureka. I don't know.
It did know you were at Walmart.
See? So it probably gave me like relevant ad based on what's there and available at that store.
Probably so.
Cross checks their inventory, and no, I don't know about that, but you know what I'm saying?
NASA's fucking satellites are flipping on.
Yep, just for me.
Gears are burning just for you. No, but here's something that's quite interesting. There was a public feature that Facebook released that whenever you are entering a status update, the app will try to recognize any audio in your background like TV or music. To what end, it doesn't say how it's used, but start a fucking status update on your phone and know that your phone's listening to what's going on around you.
Yeah, as soon as you
that
click,
is a feature that is built into it that they have publicly stated.
Yeah, as soon as you click, what's on your mind, as soon as you click that or touch it, whatever you're doing with your mouse, and your cursor is there, that's when it's recording. Period. Right there, it's recording.
It's pretty wild. Do you think it's actually a thing though? Do you think Facebook specifically is listening to what you're saying and serving you ads based on what you say? Yes or no?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And again, with the leaks thing, that would be one of the biggest downfalls for a company ever if that was to come out. They've been denied it forever, and it comes out that they are actually doing it. How do you feel that a leak about
Wait. When you say listening, do you mean collecting that data of my voice and transaction, or do you say listening by someone over there on the phone going, listen to this motherfucker, he got to buy underwear after work today?
I never mean a person listening, like a specific single
right,
person.
Okay.
What I mean is the app is on.
Yes.
And listening, the microphone is open, and it's collecting data, looking for keywords, parsing that data, sending it back to Facebook or whatever ad network for whatever reason. I don't mean
you don't think it can run in the background?
Jeff Google sitting in the back going, no, that's my point. It could run in the background. They could code it up to do all kinds of shit.
Right.
Where you think it's turned off and it's not be. But my point is, if they did that, how do you get past the fact that there should have been a leak about it? That is the one, like the size of Facebook is one of the biggest companies in the world. It would be fucking impossible not to have somebody whistle-blow that.
Yeah, but you could just kill them if you got that much money. If you're into that thing, could you not? I mean, you could just fucking. You probably got a hitman on
What good's they going to
Rolodex.
do whenever they put the data or they put that out there? You got to kill them beforehand.
Well, right. So that's what you're tracking them too. Duh, you're fucking Facebook. So why wouldn't you be tracking your own employees?
So you think they would know beforehand that they're going to?
This guy's at an irregular spot. Yeah, you work for Facebook. We're double tracking you.
Are you being serious? I have trouble telling you. You got this.
No, I'm not at all.
Please have a real discussion with me instead of doing that all the time.
What do you
I'm
think?
being serious with you. That's irritating.
Do you think that they are?
No, I don't. Like I said, I think the whistle would have been blown long ago. They have way too many people going
Involved
in and
for it
out
to
of
be a
that.
cover-up.
You know what I mean? People get fired, get pissed off for any fucking number of reasons, or just for whatever reason get bored and think, I'm going to take Facebook down. There's a billion reasons to, and very few reasons not to.
Okay.
So my point would be, it would be known.
Right, but it's not impossible.
It is not impossible.
Right.
Nothing. You know me. I'll say nothing's impossible. There could be a fucking Sasquatch sitting right across the street in a cop car looking at me. I don't know. I can't look across the street right now.
Right.
It's very improbable.
But it's possible.
But it's possible.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
I'm telling you there's a chance. But I really don't feel like that. And to what end? I mean, is it worth that much to them? They can get you in so many other ways. Why do they need that? But at the same time, the flip side to this, even as adamant as I am that they're not doing that, I've read too many articles in the past few days where people have experimented with just the experiment, and I've tried it myself, and I haven't got the results yet because I only started doing this experiment yesterday, where they would open up their Facebook app and just talking about nonsense that they don't normally have anything to do with. You know what I mean? Stuff about kids' clothes and they're not parents or anything like that, just as a trigger. And people are claiming, again, you can only count the veracity of their claims by what they write online, that they're now getting ads for these keywords that they've put out into the void.
Yeah, vacuum.
So did you think you did that? You think that exactly happened?
Yes, I never I never vacuumed the floors before.
So do you think it's not possible that their algorithm, one, knows that you probably, and it may not show it on that page where it shows like your recent mobile change. It could have another little hidden one that is recently divorced or recently separated.
Why would it show me a vacuum for that, though?
You never know, man. You could you get ads for all kinds of weird shit. But if you're now like a new bachelor, who knows? It could have been showing you cleaning shit. What else was on the left and right of that vacuum ad as well?
I have no idea. It was high.
So there you go. My point is that vacuum could that vacuum could have been one of 30 fucking things a bachelor needs.
Oh, okay.
And you just bought the vacuum. It's like when you buy a new car or a type of car, you're like, Now it's every fourth car you see on the road. You bought that vacuum, and in the midst of these 40 random things that vacuum would never matter had you not just bought it, the coincidence of them building out likely ads showed that to you. Maybe even knowing that you were at Walmart. Bissell is a cheap enough brand and knows likely that you're a cheap fuck. That's not a secret.
Do you think they know that? That's what I'm saying. Like, can they infer shit like that?
I assume they can. I would assume.
Like, they're like, this motherfucker don't spend a dime on nothing he don't need. What
Think
the
about
fuck's
this
going on
lately.
here?
How much more your online footprint in the past month or 2 months has gotten. You've started doing shit like PayPal and doing fucking Twitch donations and all sorts of other little weird stuff online.
Okay.
You're putting out giant feelers lately, dude.
Right, yeah, that's true. They're
So
probably all
what they had on
grabbing
you
me
before,
up.
What they had on your profile before was, but now they're starting to really understand that, this guy, he donates to people, but only like $3. You get my point? So he's kind of cool, but he's fucking cheap.
No shit. Yeah, he doesn't buy the name brand milk at all. He goes for the shit that's $2.15 versus
Here's another way they
$3.50.
get you. This isn't mobile phones or anything, but reward programs and anything like where you
those
got the card for a
pricks.
store. Whenever
I got all of them.
So whenever you go to Walgreens and you type that in, that information, guarantee you, is being sent to an ad network. What you've bought recently, and they're trying to fucking, like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a file again somewhere that has the UUID of my browser with the UID of my fucking Walgreens card.
What's UUID mean?
Unique user identification.
Oh, okay.
So,
I know.
let's see. Oh, another good thing, the Facebook has a program they call reciprocity. Basically, it is the free share of advertising data between advertising networks. So any website that uses Google's login or anything like that, part of the agreement for that is any data you collect, you have to share with Facebook, but Facebook will gladly share that data back with you.
Okay.
The reason for this, they in their internal meetings, and I read this all online, I'm not giving you sources because fuck you, is it makes more sense to get people into the network. Even if they don't have an account, these other websites are still collecting data, and they're just any way they can get that data. It doesn't matter if you're a Facebook user or not. That's not the main deal of why they're collecting data anyway.
Right.
So,
Man, it's like when you really stop and think about what, and this is not the government here. This is a private company. You know what I mean? This is the private sector.
The government's got its own reasons for following you. Let's get past that. I'm sure
right.
they're sure they got their files.
But
on
when
everybody.
someone that's a regular, you could see Mark Zuckerberg walk down the road, and if you didn't know who he was from him being on the news and the congressional hearing and all this shit, and you wouldn't know the guy. But that guy right there knows everything about you. It's the fact that a company that is not the government, you know what I mean? Because the government, it sucks really fucking bad that they know everything about you, but you kind of got to be like, well, I've been paying into Social Security for so long, so if I need it, they're going to pay me back. I kind of need these fucks for just a little bit, but
good luck with that.
now there's a fucking rando dude walking down the road that's got all your information, and, like, what the fuck? I'm not cool with that. Why would you be? That's the thing. Like, does it make your life easier having this information available to having those ads everywhere? Does that make your life easier?
I'll say this: I enjoy the fact that the ads I see aren't for shit that I would never use. I get ads for stuff like inline water heaters on my Facebook. You know what I mean?
Uh huh. Yeah.
is
Why would you get one of those?
No, that's fine. I find inline water heater to be way more interesting than fucking
Spider wire.
Yeah, there you go. Spider wire for fucking fishing lines.
Yeah.
Way more interesting to me.
Okay.
So if I got to see an ad, I'd much rather see something that's cool and I have a chance to click on it. You know how many times, honestly, I saw something, I looked at the picture of it and couldn't figure out what it was, so I just clicked on it that way? Just to find out what the fuck I'm looking at.
They got you then.
They got me.
Yeah, they got you.
I would say mission accomplished on their end, and it doesn't bother me that I'm seeing ads that are tailored for me.
Dude, I talked about a gaming chair for a month and a half, and about 2 weeks in, it was just everywhere. OP seat, Maxnomic.
Yeah, but
the
you say you
X-Racer,
talked
the
about
cheap
it. I guarantee you searched it.
Oh, yeah, searched it too, for sure.
Amazon,
Yeah.
Walmart, Best Buy,
Wayfair,
Google.
all kinds of stuff, yeah.
Stay out of Wayfair.
Why?
Worst place ever.
Really? No, I think the Wish app's probably got that title.
Okay, Wish app, then Wayfair. Wayfair is like super fucking generic Amazon. It sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Don't sue me, Wayfair. I'm sorry. I just don't like your stuff. Especially the ads I get through click-through on Facebook. They piss me off, too. Your website's horrible. Learn how to do your job.
Huh.
Another big thing people don't realize is how many Google apps and third-party apps have access to your Gmail.
Wait, what?
Your Gmail.
Okay.
So your Gmail is completely, and this might seem obvious to you, but indexed. So whenever you want to search it, in your top of your Gmail, you type in pizza, looking for any recent pizza orders.
Gate.
Or Pizzagate, maybe if that's your thing. All that shit is indexed, and whenever you allow another program, say, like I have a program called like OneRoll or something like that logs into my email, looks for every type of chain letter or subscription service that I have, like Amazon sending me the products I might like, and it gives me the option to unsubscribe. So let me see if I can find it. There's a website you can go to on Google.
I just do that manually.
Unsubscribe?
Yeah, I just unsubscribe manually.
But that's
shit.
okay. That's cool. But I'm talking about the app that I gave permission to look into my email box. I gave it permission for the purpose of unsubscribing, but it has generalized read permissions.
Oh, so it can look and read everything you've got.
Exactly right.
Well,
so
fuck that.
If you go into your Google account, click on the top right-hand corner and click your settings. Let's see here. And click apps with access or account access under sign in and security. You'll see a list of every third-party app, be it a website you've used to log in. Then it'll tell you what type of access it has as well. Yeah.
That's what that is.
I'm explaining to the podcast group.
Oh.
Anyway, check that out. See what actually has access to your email. Who knows what they're indexing in there and selling off again? There's really not much of a way to tell.
Yeah, if you run through your settings, though, it'll probably be in general on your phone, and then permissions, or it'd be apps, and then under apps it'd be permissions.
I would suggest anytime you go to edit shit like that, do it on a computer and go directly through your browser to the website, so you make sure you're not seeing the weird mobile version of it. The checkboxes don't work. Do the online, like the desktop version.
Right,
of it,
but at the same time, if you can't, just be thorough.
Or use the browser rather than the app on your phone.
That works like that?
Yeah, just log into Google. Go to google.com, log in with your Gmail account, and now you've got access basically to the same thing.
So does the Facebook app or does the Facebook website on like my desktop at home, if I log into that or if I'm sitting there and I click the status thing, is that recording with no microphone input?
It's not recording, they say. It's listening and trying to discern what's going on in your background. It doesn't say that it's recording. It doesn't say that it's sending off. I don't know how deep it is. That's just one feature.
No, I'm saying, does my computer do it too?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I would just assume that it does. Again, I found nothing specific on the browser version of it for that. Just assume that it does. Anytime you give a company like Facebook or Google access to any of your input devices, they're going to use it. There's no reason they would install that software on your computer and not have it feed back. Especially when it takes no manpower. All it is loops of code going, this guy did this, send it off, catalog it, do it again, catalog it.
It probably knows what like my favorite gaming phrase is. You know what I mean? Like all that shit. How many times have they heard me yell that?
Yeah, well, you got to wonder if Xbox Live is actually listening to you like that. I don't know how many times we've joked, and again, it's different, but hello, NSA, or we'll be like, President going down, assassination March 18th, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, that's too close to the current day.
Yeah.
I'm not killing any presidents. Don't got that big of a problem with Trump. I don't
fucked,
like him.
Dude,
don't like
you're
him.
Fucked.
I ain't killing him. No way. No
Did you guys hear what he's doing? This fucking guy over here? I've been worried about him for a while.
Do not string that sentence together, okay? Do not string.
I've been worried about him for a while.
How about this? How about at any given time, more than 3/4 of all websites you visit are placing a tracking cookie on your computer to monitor what you're doing, be it previous and next sites. The next time it comes back to that website or another website in that same tracking cookie network that's reporting what you've done in between.
Really? That's crazy. Danielle says, are our Google Drive pictures docs indexed?
They're all indexed. So if you can search it, they're indexed. Think about a picture, like you got it written down here, like geotagging.
Yeah.
So geotagging is one of 100 different pieces of meta information about a photo. Meta information about a photo could be the size of it from the pixel to 400 by 4,000 by 3,000.
It could be format, right?
Well, JPEG usually will be right there in the file name. But geotagging information with the latitude and longitude, the type of camera, the focus level, the aperture position, all kinds of little information about that is all indexed. You can do a search for any photos that were taken with a certain aperture length.
But you can also go to your settings in your phone, into your camera settings, and you can turn geotagging off. But it's by default on.
So that's just on your phone, saving it to that. But say you do it out of another program. Say you use like Google Photos specifically to take a picture of. You have an Android, so that's probably every time you do it. On the iPhone, it's a little different. You don't use Google Photos, but you could turn off geotagging in your your main Photos app,
right?
And you use Google's Photos app and takes a photo, and it still might geotag.
Yeah, fuck.
What's your problems with geotagging?
I don't know. It's like, why does everybody? I don't know, man. I don't like people knowing.
Well, that's your question about again. If you don't want people to have that, it's privacy. I get privacy
exactly.
But I'm asking you to explain why you think you need that level of privacy. Not just that I deserve it, but why do you deserve it? What is the need?
I'm American.
But that's not an answer. Now you're telling me you're American, so you're privileged and you just have it.
No, I'm just saying that's like supposed to be a right afforded to me.
Yeah, but like think about it. Use your little brain inside between your 2 ears.
It's that lump 3 feet above your ass.
Exactly that thing. What do you need that privacy for? Like at that level, what do you need it for? You keep saying that I deserve it. It's my right.
But
what is the big deal about
I don't
it?
believe I have to explain it any further than that, right?
But I'm asking you. You don't have to. There's no cop. There's not a judge. We're having a discussion here.
Okay.
Back and forth. Whenever 3/4 of the websites out there are tracking your shit,
I'm not going to die if they don't. If they track
or
me.
geotagging. Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I don't want them to do it.
But yeah, you keep saying I don't want them to. But why don't you want them to? What are you afraid of? What is the fear or the issue that you take with them tracking you? What do you think?
I don't know. I just don't want anyone to like know that much about why.
See, it's a completely completely irrational. Just no reason. It's just I don't like it.
I don't like people knowing what time I get up in the morning and scratch my nuts. Fuck that. Why?
That's not taken. There's nowhere that says. I get what you're saying that as an example.
Exactly.
But there's nothing that's being kept like that. What I'm saying is, why on a geotag of a photo you take, what is the fear there of that being geotagged?
Probably a deep. If we're going to talk about my issues here, it's probably a deep underlying thing from when I was an adolescent. Maybe not teenager, late teenager, early 20s. Now listen, think of what I got.
All right.
Had a couple run-ins with the police. This is what it is. Evidence will fuck you.
And you're going exactly where I thought this was going to go too. The only people who are super afraid about that are the paranoid criminals, more or less.
Like, and I'm a criminal now.
Yeah, you're saying you've had run-ins with police. You don't.
That doesn't mean I'm a criminal.
Finish what you were going to say then.
No, I forgot. I concede that point, but it doesn't
That's exactly
matter.
right. My point is geotagging isn't a problem unless you're worried about it being used against you.
Well, there you go.
So what are you doing so much that, when I get it's your right to not incriminate yourself by any means necessary.
I
but
plead
again,
the fifth.
In a law-abiding society, where's the problem with geotagging? As it sits, it is a perfectly good thing to have, so you can see where your photos were taken. You can throw all your entire photo collection onto a map. A program can map wherever you've been and show you thumbnails. You've been in Illinois, Florida. My app on my phone right now, if I go into my Photos app on my iPhone, it'll show me a map and show me a pin where every time I've taken a photo. That's really fucking cool. Now, the reasons to turn that off, again, like you say, for the most part, the only thing I can do is a paranoia of illegality. Because otherwise, you're going to be bothered. You're going to tell me it just bothers you that you have the ability to make this map of all your pictures?
Yeah, I don't like them having that.
They don't have it. They don't have it.
Somebody
the picture itself has it. The picture itself has the ability.
But you said
to
earlier
pass
that they have
information.
access to every picture you have. So in turn, so facto, they have it.
Right. What are they going to do with that?
Well, I'm just saying. You said they don't have it. I said yes, they do.
Fine. They've got it.
Okay.
But where is the problem? Like, if they're using it to provide you cool features like mapping of where your photos
because
are taken.
I don't know what they're using it for, okay? I don't. I have no idea what exactly they're using it for.
Okay, what if you knew?
I would feel a lot better about this entire information and data fucking thing if they was to come to me and sit me down one-on-one for an hour and say, look, Mr. Hicks, this is what we got on you. This is what we need. This is what we're going to do.
So every time you want to use a service, you want to have to sit down for an hour with a
guy in a black suit and glasses, yes.
You're so fucking foolish.
No, but I'm serious. So, like, listen, why would they want this information from me? What good is it going to do them for me to know about me?
To serve you the right ads so you have a better experience online.
Here, better solution. I got a solution to the whole deal. You want to opt out of this shit? Yes or no? Yes. You don't have to explain why. Just yes. I don't want to do this.
Well, I'm asking you to explain why. They don't have to. We have a show
right.
where we can have a discussion.
And I told you, I don't know exactly why I don't want them to know every single movement I make.
It's paranoia.
They're stalkers, if you ask me.
It's a paranoia. It's an irrational fear.
I don't think so.
You don't think it's irrational?
No, I don't.
I just told you that if you look in their EULA, there's nothing in there that is completely nefarious. And what they're doing is offering you services that can help your life
I got to trust them?
Yes.
No.
Well, I mean, again, there's your irrational fear of somebody taking advantage of you.
Well, I mean, okay. Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. I don't know where else to go from here. This is like how we're going to have that discussion like we were talking about at lunch with somebody who doesn't believe in physics.
That's fair.
An irrational and a lack of knowledge.
So you're telling me, let me get you straight here. You're telling me that there's no reason at all that you should not want to give these people this information.
I'm not saying that you want to give them. What I'm saying is why are you afraid of it being recorded?
I didn't know I was afraid
I'm not
of
saying
it.
I want Google to have all my information. What I'm saying is to have a
Maybe it
geotag
could
on my
fuck
photo.
me later on. I don't know. Maybe it could fuck me later on.
Well, again, that's a guilty mind. And that's the type of thing I'm getting at here is a person who is generally paranoid will be afraid of that shit because they know they're probably going to fuck up and they don't want to leave any breadcrumbs.
True.
Well, that's my whole point there.
I just don't know, man. I don't know why that I would want them to have this information about me.
I'm not saying you would want them. What I'm saying is even if it's just recorded on your phone for you, it seems like you would never want that.
No.
But why? Why wouldn't you want the ability? Like if it's to have these options, you know what I mean? Like if it's every photo you take now has just location data on it. Why is that
I
scary?
still print my photos out.
All right, Grandpa. What else we got on here? I'm done with this.
Go search tomato in Google Photos. Oh no, I'm not doing that. What else we got on the topic, Everett?
I got nothing.
Did you read all the facts though?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Okay.
did.
Well, how long have we been on? We're probably about done then, ain't we?
Pretty much.
Well, if you enjoyed listening to Everett tell me I'm irrational for an hour and me tell him that I'm not,
You make jokes and not answer questions specifically.
I did. What did I not? What did I not
I don't
answer
know, man.
specifically?
I just don't want them to have my shit. That's not an answer.
Why isn't it?
And
That's
then
an
13
direct
times in a
answer to
row-
what you asked me.
13 times in a row, you ask me questions back to my question.
Yeah.
There's nothing more irritating than asking a question and having somebody ask me a question back.
You know who I learned that from?
No. Who?
You.
No, that's not true at all.
Yeah, because when I make a good point to you, you'd be like, well, what about this?
That's not true at all. I don't equivocate. As a fucking matter of attempt every day long, I watch out for answering questions with questions and equivocating because there's very little that bothers me more than that.
Really?
Equivocation is one of the fucking banes of society. Like when you tell somebody, hey, you fucked that up. Well, this person over here does this or this or that. You'll never catch me doing that.
Well, yeah, it's not. Yeah, I agree with you on that. But at the same time, so you want them to have all this?
You're going back with me saying I want them. Do I mind them having it?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I'm not going to be like, all right, I better keep my file up to date and send that over to Google because I want them to have this information.
Okay, so it's not.
No,
that
what I
deep.
realize is these services that I've signed up for and want to take advantage of has a fee that's more than a monetary value. And it is worth that fee to me to allow access to this data, to allow them to keep, and there's not shit I can do about it anyway.
So here's the next question. If there was shit you could do about it, and they said maybe they came around once a year and they said, hey, we can delete all your shit right now. Just an email. You want us to delete all your shit? We got it right here. You want it? What do you want to do? Would you do it or no?
No, I would not.
Really? Wow. Okay.
I would not. Dude, I spent too long building up that profile of who I am online. You know, I like my ads knowing who I am. I don't want to get back to going for fucking, now I got tampon ads again. I don't want tampon ads. I'm glad they kind of know who I am.
Okay, that's fair.
You know?
The tampon thing, I get.
I don't have.
I can't argue on that tampon note very much, though.
I don't have a fear.
There's not much of that.
Of a random thing, even if they can fucking somehow figure out it's me. There's nothing I've done online. Online or even really, actually, there's probably enough I've done online where they can do it. I don't have a fear that I've exposed enough unless unless a criminal or like the police or some other law enforcement organization, if they got a hold of that stuff, I don't want the cops probably looking into everything I've looked up online, okay?
There you go.
But at the same time, I don't care about Google. I don't care about Yahoo. They're not criminal organizations.
Until they start reporting to the police, just like the electric company has to do.
That's not in the user license agreement. The electric company does not have to do that. They have to be subpoenaed.
And if they are?
If Facebook is subpoenaed, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, I mean...
Should we wait. You're saying that the electric company can't look at your bill and say, this guy's got 10 times the average house bill for this square footage.
No, there's privacy laws.
No, because they can take that and say, hey, to the cops, you got to go see why he's got 12 million megawatts of power he's going out every...
In fact, Facebook has been subpoenaed before for this type of data, and they've said, fuck you, pretty much. You're not getting that type of data.
Really?
And again, I don't have the exact, but I've read instances where they have refused or said, no, we don't think this is applicable data. We don't want to give it to you because it's not
relevant to what you're doing.
So,
good guy Facebook that time, I guess.
In that regard, but again, Facebook, you're a digital cow. Know that your fucking udders are squirting out advertising dollars for Facebook.
Oh yeah, we're making them tons of money.
But be fine with it because you get to get on there and keep up with your family and your friends, or you get to go on Google and type in a search and get relevant ads and relevant websites and shit like that.
I think Google's more valuable than Facebook. You know, like Google and YouTube, in my opinion, are better than Facebook.
I'm sure I'm taking a beating. I'm glad I'm not looking at chat today because I'm sure I'm taking it.
Oh, yeah, they're probably fucking you hard.
Well, all I say is don't be paranoid. You know what I mean? Live your life and try to live a comfortable life, and it's hard to live a comfortable life when you're worried that around every corner somebody's going to fuck you. Know that everyone's going to fuck you.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. But you know
accordingly.
who doesn't get fucked the most is the paranoid people. You know how many times I get fucked? I don't get fucked very often at all.
I don't.
At all.
Yeah, me either. I'm not that paranoid, though. People get fucked over the ones you sit and think about how they get fucked.
You think?
I don't know how too many people can fuck me. What power do I give other people to fuck me other than emotional? You're not fucking me over any other way.
I'll come
And
up
even
with
then,
something.
you have you're a few people out there who can push my buttons. You're very good at it. It's real easy for you to do.
I could do it.
But you're like one of the only people who has that kind of power over me. And again, I'm not saying everybody else needs to be an emotionless fool like me, but give it a shot. Try not to be so paranoid. Sit back and think about whys and how does this affect me before you just start going, I don't like it. Fuck you. It's my right.
Well, it is, though.
We're not. This isn't the 1700s where, you know, this is an invasion of privacy. Don't look through my windows, you peeping Tom. This is near as to a personal level anonymous as you can get.
How would you feel if they drafted legislation requiring every American citizen to own a smartphone paid for by Facebook, and you have to give this information to
Where
them?
is this coming from?
I'm
I
just
would not
making
feel
this
good.
up.
How would I feel if the government required me to put a tracking chip in my fucking eyeball with sensors of every type?
You know how you would feel? Like the
I'd
Terminator.
feel bad about it, obviously.
I feel like the Terminator.
But that's like you're talking worst case scenarios of like.
Well, I'm just saying, you're talking about it being the 1700s. No. If we're going to do it, we're going to update legislation and everything. We'll go all across the board. You take the fucking guns. We got to
Again,
give you the data.
This is out of left field and has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I mean, I think it pretty much pertains to it.
How's that a privacy thing? Guns or anything like that?
Well, how is the 1700s coming into play?
It's a whole different time period is what I'm talking about. The way you look at privacy. We have an online connected world that is different from the fucking, you are in your house and all your communication is done by fucking the Pony Express or before. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you've got a post office.
So you say that the very definition of privacy is different now than it used to be in the 1700s.
At least expected privacy. You should have a different expectation of what privacy is. You know, there's personal privacy.
So I'm probably living in the 50s then.
Probably so.
Okay.
You probably have an expectation of what privacy was in the 50s. But whenever you're throwing out that kind of data out there and using these services, it's a different ballgame. To think that they, like, advertising firms forever haven't been collecting information on you, be it from, like, your old address and just fucking little actual physical files, it's always been going on. Now it's just super easy. And does that bother you more now that it's completely automated? Think about it this. Now that it's automated, it's unlikely that a person ever touches it. Unlikely. When it wasn't automated and it was still cards and whatnot, a person guarantee you is looking at your card every time they add something to it and put it back in the file.
That's fair.
So
what do you think, how hard would it be to sever your connection with big private sector brother?
I think what you're asking is how easy would it be to separate you from your online doppelganger, your profile that is
profile that's been created.
Any specific one of them, so be it Google's version of you or Facebook's versions or DoubleClick's version of you or a shared entity.
Yeah, exactly.
Wouldn't be easy. Dump every single device.
Including your smart TV.
Probably. Every single device you've ever logged in with any of your things. Dump
Anything
all of your
hooked to
accounts.
the internet?
You basically, any account you ever used, you have to stop using. Any device that you've ever used, you have to stop using. You have to change your IP addresses at home, change your routers, change your computer, because these all have identifiable MAC addresses.
Okay.
So it's not enough to just delete Chrome and put it back on, because there's that UUID for Chrome that has its own identification.
Sure.
But your IP address even gets boiled down further into your MAC address of your network card, which is generally something you cannot change. Some routers you can go in and change.
Is that how they fucking console ban you?
Yeah, one way they can do it is through like
MAC address.
Yeah, because you can't change that on your Xbox
Exactly.
at all.
All right, right on. Yeah.
But again, any type of identifiable shit you have to never come back to. Sever yourself. That's the only way to do it. Sever. You're exactly right using that word. The second you pick up a phone and log into any one of those other accounts, and you've already built your profile over here, like your new profile of you. So say you severed. It's been a year. And you log back into your Gmail account or your Amazon account or that Facebook account.
It's going to link the two.
Now they know you've just created this whole other fork.
You could pay somebody to log into all your accounts and shit every day while you're simultaneously
So
not
create a
doing it.
fake version of yourself.
Well, yeah, or just extend the one
Is it
version.
worth it to you?
No, I'm just saying.
It seems like it would take over your entire life to try to sever it.
Oh,
For
yeah.
what?
Yeah, well, I mean, because you got
The
something to do.
the inconvenience alone, just so Facebook doesn't have this ongoing profile. But guarantee you, as soon as you connect back to the digital world, you've got a new profile. It's just inaccurate for the first months or years or whatever until it gets back up.
Okay, fair.
there is a futility involved. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I don't know. I guess I don't like to go against futile charges.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't feel comfortable with him having it. You know what I mean? I
It's
can't really tell you why.
It's off-putting. I get that. But again, since you can't tell me why, I don't think that's a good enough reason to say no. I shouldn't have this. It sounds like an uninformed, emotional decision rather than an irrational decision.
So if the guy comes to my door and he wants to sell me a vacuum, and I tell him I just don't think I should have that. I don't need that. That's and he says no, you need this. You're just because you think you don't need it doesn't. It's not a good enough answer.
No, there's been plenty. Like there used to be like lead lists. People will buy sheets of phones like the old,
I know, yeah.
It's the same exact thing. So like when you get cold calls back in the day from Apex at the mall or whatever,
yeah.
You got 50 people up there trying to sell you credit card services or whatever. Again, that's your online file that people bought and sold into, has your phone number, your address, all your information. You need to buy this fucking swim toy or something like that. That's just the way it works, man.
Right.
Whether they call you on the phone, send you an email, come to your door, drop it in your Facebook feed, it's the same. It's gonna happen. Somebody's keeping a note on you forever, and you can't stop. Even if imagine there was a network of door-to-door salesmen that every day, all day long, all they do is they go, everybody's at a door, they just move to the next door, knock on the door, hello, how are you? Would you be interested in this? No, thank you, don't come back. They write that down, throw it into the network, so the next guy, whenever he comes up, puts in your address, I'm going to try to sell you this today. No, thank you, sir. Make a note. The next guy comes, he sells you something. That's noted too. It's the same exact thing as if there was a network of people running around doing it. Except it's a lot easier.
And a lot more in-depth.
A lot more in-depth.
That's what I don't like. It's different if it was like, yeah, this guy doesn't want to buy vacuums. You know, that's a stat. But it's like he gets up, he goes to this address every day at 9 o'clock. When he gets done, he goes to this address every day at 9 o'clock. And then sometimes 3 times a week, he might go to this address at 9. You know,
that is definitely something they do. Every time I leave the office, every day, it tells me how long it's going to take to get home or how long it's going to take. It knows, like on most days, I'll go pick up my daughter before I go home. Today, whenever I left for lunch, where did it suggest I go? Shit. Oh, it thought I was going to Best Buy.
Yeah.
Because I go to Best Buy a lot from the office. So as soon as I left work today, I was going to pick up my wife so we can go to lunch. It says it's going to take 7 minutes to get to Best Buy.
We need to go there today.
Do we?
I got to get a tape adapter.
Oh, okay. We'll do that later. But my point is, I don't even know what my point is. But they're going to take your data. They're going to make a profile on you. Why buck the system? Why make it hard on yourself? Because you're not hurting them.
Right.
You're just one of billions.
But you don't have to like it.
You don't have to like it. That's the thing. You're going to sit around and be angry. These motherfuckers got my info. And that's the trailer park attitude of everybody's taking advantage of me. You already have nothing. They can't take from you what you don't have. You have, on the long and short of it, you have nothing. But what is you're really worth nothing. You're not spending money.
No,
So what do you fucking care? You're not buying into the system. It's like the news for me. I'm not paying attention to the news because the outside world, for the most part, doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
You're not buying into for the most part, anything other than what you can buy at the grocery store or Walmart.
Pretty much.
So
I
freak
bought
out?
that grill for the Cadillac on eBay.
So what are you freaking out about? Again,
I needed the grill.
I get you, but it's a irrational fear of a system you're barely even participating in. But you automatically think they're going to steal all your money and take everything you own and leave you penniless.
It's slippery slopes, man. That's what I'm afraid of. Slippery slopes. What we allow today, what are we going to allow tomorrow? Am I right? Am I wrong?
Right. The slippery slope argument is just so dumb, though.
How?
Where's the slope? Why is it slippery? It's like you're creating.
Why is it slippery, huh?
That's my point. It's like it's not a slippery slope. Where's the slope?
It could be.
No.
Yeah, no, there's definite potential to slip and fall.
Slippery slope is called paranoia. Don't let it take over your life.
I don't think so.
Or the government is out to get you every single fucking day. That's where you want to live like that, to where everybody is always out to get you?
No, nobody said that. But if you think that way, if you expect,
it's a slippery slope. You start being afraid of one guy, you slide down. The next guy's trying to get you. The next guy.
That's if you expect that people are going to fuck you over, then you don't get fucked over as much as someone who doesn't expect it, or at least it's not as hard to deal with when it happens.
Just because you're prepared for it doesn't mean that every single instance of somebody who wants to fuck you over aren't more prepared to fuck you over. You're making a generalization again. You could have the bad odds that every person you come up against is able to fuck you over and does.
Okay.
So you used to say, for you to say that the person who is prepared for it gets fucked over less, maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, so I would. They're like, oh, hey, you want to, it's a phone call. You want to bring your car down here and get to.
I get that there's nothing wrong with being prepared, but whenever you take it too far, like the doomsday preppers who have prepped 40 years of food, you know what I'm saying? You might have taken it too far.
Yeah, well, okay, I don't have 40 years of food.
But what you got is 40 years of paranoia.
I'm not 40.
you get. I don't mean 40 specific
Right.
years. I mean a specific amount of paranoia that, for whatever reason, it's irrational. You know, they put 40 years of food away for God knows why. And even in the best class jar, you're not saving canned food for 40 years.
Well, yeah, but you can't say it's irrational because you don't know the future.
I don't know the future, but what I'm saying is it's such a low probability you're wasting. And again, who am I to say what you're wasting your life on? But I am saying, what are you wasting your life on? Be comfortable. Don't live in the fear of the worst bad situations that could happen to you. Try to work towards the situations that could improve your life rather than being afraid all the time. Don't spend time defending.
I wouldn't call it afraid. I would call it more
You keep
cautious.
saying that you're not afraid, but
Cautious.
again, it is a fear. At the end of the day, something you don't want to happen is a fear. You know, when you have an unknown outcome, you have a fear of an unknown outcome. That's your problem.
You afraid of stubbing your toe?
Yeah, I'm afraid of stubbing my toe.
Oh, okay.
Fuck yeah, that's why I'm careful whenever I walk around the house without shoes on. I'm afraid I might stub
Always
my toe.
wear shoes in the house. Safety first.
No. But I'm looking out for tables and other fucking things. I'm nailing every one of them, and I'm afraid every time. Is it enough for me to wear shoes every single time?
It ain't gonna break your toe though. That's an
which is
irrational
why-
fear you have
which is
because it's
why-
not gonna be that bad on you. You
Right, which
really
is
should just stub your toe all the time.
I do.
I know.
Which is why I don't wear steel-toed boots around the house. That's the irrationality of it. What you're doing is steel-toed boots version of life. I'm walking around my house stubbing my toes, and it's just because that's the way I'm going to live my life. I don't want to have shoes on, so I know I got to stub my toes. Or I could get crazy about it and walk around with fucking heavy boots on all day, and every time I kick something, my toe's fine. I'm destroying everything else.
Boots are comfortable though. Not just the way you described them, heavy ass boots. It's like that's not what?
Steel-toed boots versus barefoot in your house.
Right.
You want to wear a condom every bit of the day just because you're afraid you might sit down on the toilet and get AIDS? It's a irrational paranoia.
That is the dumbest.
It's very dumb.
That's the dumbest shit I've heard in a long time.
It's the dumbest thing you
Do
ever.
I want to wear a condom so that
But
I can
to
get
me,
AIDS
what you're
on
saying
my
about
ass?
you're afraid without a reason that geotagging is going to take you down is as dumb as me saying I want to wear a rubber around all my junk so I don't get AIDS from the
do nothing
toilet.
to get taken down. That's not what I'm saying.
But that's your fear, is that someday this might be able to be used against you.
Yeah.
Might someday.
Nazi Germany,
Completely
if they'd had this
irrational.
information in Nazi Germany available to them in a communist country, you're telling me they couldn't use that information against you?
Is this a communist country?
This ain't. But that's why I said, well, what? Because I'm American, and you refuted the fuck out of that. Am I wrong?
You make absolutely no sense.
No, I said earlier. I said, well, why do you believe that? Well, because I don't have to. I'm American. I don't think they need. I don't have to give my data away. This isn't a communist country. But
I'm
in a
not saying you
communist
have
country,
to.
do you feel like they could use that data against you?
Probably, but
There
no.
it is.
Actually, what does communism itself have to do with that?
China, where they control everything. Let's just put it fucking specific on it, okay?
China, fine. Yeah, they could.
Would China and could China? North Korea. Let's do one better. Fucking North Korea. Could
what
they
does that
and
have to
would
do
they?
with it?
Could they and
They
would
have
they?
different versions of the internet any which way.
Right, but what I'm saying is if they had access to every person's data like Facebook has of ours,
Yeah.
could they and would they use it
Yes.
against you? Okay, there it is.
But is
That's
that where
it.
you live?
That's exactly what I'm saying. We don't know if in 20 years this country's going to... We don't know that. How do we know what's going to come over? Somebody going to fucking come take us over?
You
We
don't know
that.
if in 1 year we're going to get hit by a meteor or you're going to win the lottery.
I'll tell you
But
what, though.
what's more fun to prepare for? Trying to win the lottery or fucking get hit by a meteor? Both are likely never going to happen. But my point is, why go towards the negative?
Because if it does happen, you're prepared if you go toward the negative. So if North Korea comes and takes us over, not fucking likely, if it ever happened and they start, hey, Facebook, come here, motherfucker, we got to get all this data on these people, blah, blah, blah,
I've
blah.
been stocking up on fucking silver bullets in case the werewolves take over.
What I'm just saying is, who's in a better position? Me with no online profile or you with an online profile?
Fine, you got me there, man. Whenever the werewolves come, I got you. Because that's
All right.
as silly
That's
as
a good
that
call.
sounds.
That's
That's
a
as
good-
silly as it sounds. When North Korea takes over, or the werewolves come,
No,
or the
it was
aliens
it was
invade,
a
and I've got.
far-fetched example, but an example nonetheless.
But why? But my point is, why have that fear? Why let a fear, something like that, push you so far to change your life to where like that is a defining characteristic? To where,
I mean, I don't know. Why not? I'm bored.
yeah, I guess you got nothing better to do
Right.
to focus on the negative than the positive.
Yeah. Well, so I'm a half empty kind of guy, and you're a half full
that's-
kind of guy.
That's
Is that
what
what
I'm trying
you're?
to get past you here. Is that you're more worried about the bad stuff than looking forward to the good stuff. You're hung up on what somebody might fuck you over than what you could do to better yourself. It's always what somebody else might do to me than what I could do for myself. That's the attitude I'm getting. Not just specifically you, but paranoid people in general. They're more worried about what might happen than what they could affect. Like, you
Okay.
have no way to control what Google or the government's going
None.
to do to you. And if you spend all your time worried about it and protecting about something you can't affect anyway, I consider that a giant waste of time when you could spend that same amount of time thinking, what could I do to positively influence what I've got going on? I could get more education. I could find a better job. You can worry about all things like that could help you more than the funness, I guess, people get fun out of worrying about the government, You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I do, but that's not going to change my mind. Well, I'm just saying,
I'm not trying to change your mind.
I can't tell you that I want them to have that data. I cannot say that to you.
I'm not saying that you want to have. Well, I'm not. It's past the data. It's it's the philosophy of the paranoia. Why spend the time being paranoid? Once you think about it, like just this conversation enough should be enlightening enough, I would think, to where you wouldn't be as afraid of that data being out there.
Are you talking to me or them?
You. Specifically you. We're having a talk here. It's like with every other conspiracy subject we've had over the past 2 or 3 years, how it's lightened your look about how that shit might be going down, how the government might be invasive or whatever. I'd say a conversation like this should open your eyes a little bit to the futility of it. And instead, you're clinging.
It opens me up to hypocrisy of it because, like, I'll buy shit online, but here I'm telling you, I don't want my online fingerprint. So it's not so much making me go, "Oh yeah, man, I guess I'm cool with it."
You're paranoid
it's
and
going
hypocritical.
like, "Fuck, I'm hypocritical now."
But you are totally paranoid of it. But you realize the hypocrisy in your paranoia.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Well, at least you've got that.
I'm a complicated guy.
A lot of people won't even realize the hypocrisy, so I give you credit for that. But my point is, can't you look at it and see that futility and get past it?
No, because I don't. I'm not okay with it. I don't agree with it.
What don't you agree with it? Let's go. It's a circular again.
I don't agree with them having the information to build, completely construct and deconstruct. So look at it like the Pepe fucking
Sylvia.
Yeah. So you got all these fucking pieces of paper on a wall, and you're building an Eric right here with everything he does.
Why should that be illegal? Or why should they not have that? Why can't I go down the road and make observations about what I see?
Because I'm not a public place or thing. I'm a person.
Sure you are. You are using a public app or a public website. You are going out in places that are public.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, though. You're opting into this shit. So, it's I don't know.
It's exactly the same as a person like a reporter. But if they don't report the news, they just report happenings. That's not illegal. You can make notes. And you can create databases. It's not illegal to sell the results of those databases. While it may be slimy, I don't understand, like, just you got somebody recording what you're doing or your habits. So what? So what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do with that info? Huh? That's what I say. I challenge you.
If somebody wanted to kill you, they could, like I said, again, far-fetched example.
Again, bring it on. I'm not going to sit in fear of me going on Facebook or Amazon and looking for fucking a screwdriver set that somebody's going to use that info to kill me.
No, but if you buy your food from Walmart.com.
Yeah, I do. We go there and we fucking do delivery.
A hitman could poison your food right before you get it.
Oh, my fucking God. The odds of that.
Because they know when you're going to come pick it up. You do it on Thursday every fucking week at Walmart, and you sit in this spot. This is the normal shit that you get.
You realize what you're saying? Like, you don't shop online because a hitman might kill you when you get your groceries.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that that's a far-fetched example, an answer to your question.
But it's absolutely asinine.
And?
What percentage of people in the world are assassinated?
Oh, fuck. Why are you asking me a question like that?
Of normal people.
I don't know.
Nobody. Nobody there's the answer to that, is assassinated. But nobody.
I know a guy that assassinated somebody.
Good luck, people. If you can't get past this, I have no respect for you. That's it.
Oh, man.
Be a fearful person if you want to be a fearful person. Otherwise, open your eyes. That's my advice. Open your eyes and don't be afraid.
Give them your data.
Yeah, give them your data. Again, you act like giving it to them. They're collecting it.
They're taking mine too. I mean,
they're not taking anything. They are making observational notes about you.
They're
not taking your data.
If they put that shit into
this
the
is the
website.
same type of shit that people get afraid of RFID chips under their skin. When you get chipped,
I don't want one of them either.
You get chipped, now they can track you.
Can they not?
No, they cannot track you.
How do you know?
Because I know how the fucking technology works.
They can't put a battery in there?
No. A RFID chip does not have a battery.
Can you make one?
Again, this is a fear. This is a lack of knowledge and a fear of not knowing what's there, keeping you from.
Well, maybe people need to be more educated about what they're giving away,
and not be as paranoid and fucking dumbassly. So, in my opinion.
Oh, I don't think that's anything to do with it at all.
I think it. That's my opinion. It is. Whenever you get so paranoid and just a fear and not knowing what actually is being done is what's causing. I think that is completely what it is a lack of education and fear.
That's just like your opinion, man. Because exactly like I said, I know what they're taking. I know how they're taking it. I know what I know the instance that I gave them permission to take it. But that doesn't mean I like it. That doesn't mean I'm okay with it.
It doesn't mean you're okay with it.
Well, yeah, I guess it does mean I'm okay with it, but I just...
Then you bitch about it after.
Yeah.
Again, with this...
Like
I feel like a heel in wrestling. You stupid fat Americans who give them all your data.
Yes,
You're so
yes.
stupid.
Sacre bleu. Were you going for Russian or French? I couldn't tell.
I feel like I don't know what I was going for there. I feel like Hunter Hearst Helmsley type of character. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
Open your eyes, you dumb Midwestern fucks. You know what I mean? Not everybody's out to get you. You're not important.
Well, that's true too.
You know what I mean? Not everything is a plot. Fucking you and almost everybody you ever met will never have a plot against them. And if it is, it's by your cousin Randy who wants to fucking usurp your fucking car that's missing a door. You know what I'm saying? No, these fears are coming out of nowhere. That they might take this treasure trove of data and exploit it to murder you at Walmart. Again, worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, obviously, yeah. I mean, best case scenario, they charge you $5 extra for your tampons. I don't know.
Best case scenario, yeah, $5 extra. Best case scenario, you see what you want to buy. I don't know what they either. Best case scenario, you see what you want to buy on your ads.
Okay.
And worst case scenario, they murder you at Walmart.
They murder you at Walmart.
What's more likely to happen, though?
Why are you going to say it like that? What's more like? Of course it's not likely you're going to get murdered at Walmart. I'm just saying. But it could happen.
It's more likely they do exactly what they said they're going to do and serve you ads and other such services.
I've seen company, not personally, not like I've worked there and seen this, but I'm saying like I've seen companies fuck people over before.
Here, Jeffrey Knorr in the chat says there's agenda behind everything, and who knows what the true agenda is. That's the paranoia I'm talking about.
Tell him go
Who
fuck
knows,
yourself.
man? Who knows?
For everybody that's Team Eric now because of this, go ahead and
Fuck you. If you want to be on Team Eric, listen, if you want to be on Team Eric because you're so paranoid and can't handle me saying that you're paranoid, fuck you, go be on Team Dumbass. Because at the end of the day, that's what
really? That's what it is?
I'm not
Team
saying,
Dumbass.
Yes, you're not a dumbass. Specifically, your name is a dumbass. But for the mountains of people who flock to Team Eric because of weird things about me saying you're paranoid and not being rational, then you become part of basically Team Dumbass to me.
So if you're part of Team Dumbass, come on over to Team Eric's side. I guess we're just
that's what I'm saying.
We're just dumbasses.
Well, again, who knows what the true agenda is? The paranoia in that statement. Listen to it.
Does anybody
There's
know
agenda no, but listen to the paranoia. The automatically think that it's a bad thing, that their people are using this automatically in a bad way. That's what that statement like that is. Fuck Team Dumbass. I'm with you. There's again, I'm reading this out one more time. There is an agenda behind everything. Who knows what the true agenda is? Granted, that's a true statement. But the inference behind that, reading between the lines, is a fear and paranoia.
Yeah,
way too common. You don't agree with that?
I don't think it's a fear more than a paranoia.
What's the difference? Let's look
and
up
really,
the definition of paranoia.
All right, let's hear it.
Is paranoia a mental condition characterized as delusions of persecution, unwanted jealousy, or exaggerated self-importance, typically elaborated to an organized system? It may be an aspect of chronic personality disorder, drug abuse, a serious condition. Okay, there's nothing that says fear there. But more or less, is paranoia...
Probably less, though, if I had to go with something. It wouldn't be more.
That's funny. All right.
There you go. Jeffrey Knorr also has a good point here. So you think they wouldn't lie to you?
No, I guarantee some people will lie to you. But you can't go... You want to spend your entire life... That there's the exact point. You want to spend your entire life thinking everyone is lying to you.
You'd probably get fucked over less.
No, you wouldn't. You spend your time just worrying about the next time you get fucked over.
No, because if you're actively thinking about this guy's going to fuck me over, then... Oh, shit. What was that?
My microphone came unplugged. That was weird.
Wow.
No, don't you have confidence in yourself to see when you're getting ready to get fucked over?
Exactly.
Like right when it happens?
Yeah, but so like other than going off your gut instinct, like what do you have? You have research?
Right, but your gut instinct is fine at the moment that shit's going down. You don't got to sit all day long and go, like basically radar, where's the next fuck me over?
Do you think I sit down and think about this data all day?
That's what it sounds like.
Sounds God, no.
I'm not saying you sit there and think about this data all day, but what I'm saying is the type of people that ask who knows what the true agenda is, the mindset.
This guy's pissed, I bet, because you're using him in this example.
That's fine. Be pissed. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I do think they would lie to you. I don't know what their true agenda is, but what I'm saying is don't be paranoid about it all day. Why go straight to the negative and spend every time this question comes in your head, you're worried about who's going to fuck you over. Instead of being confident whenever the situation where somebody could fuck you over, that you would have the ability to detect that at that moment and deflect. Instead of, like I said, having the radar looking for that next fuck over opportunity, instead of walking your happy ass down the street, and when person B comes to talk to you, you're like, is this guy saying some bullshit? Maybe. Okay,
well, you're
I'm going to deal with
applying
it.
this to real life when we're talking about online security here.
It's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. it's the paranoia, it's the mindset. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about online or offline advertising. I'm talking about the type of statement, who knows what the true agenda is. That little specific thing right there, who knows what they're doing with their data, to automatically, the inference in that statement is they're going to do something bad. That's my question, is why have that mindset of all the time defensive?
Well, because we've probably had bad things done to us.
I think that's what it is. The government has fucked you over so many times.
No, not me. I'm just saying, like, paranoid people in general have probably been fucked over to the point to where they don't want to trust anybody, and they don't. That's what it is.
That makes sense. I can imagine people haven't been fucked over before. But for the most part, again, just because you've been fucked over one time doesn't mean that the Facebook is out to get you because your landlord fucking tried to double charge you for rent. You know what I'm saying? It's not all related. People are putting relationships to all this shit and having a paranoia for them, whenever they really should just have confidence in themselves to know that they can handle the situation. Instead of worrying about situations.
I know I'll still be able to handle it. And I don't worry about it. I'm just saying, do I want them to have that shit? No, not at all.
Okay, I get your point. Okay, hold on. What's Jeffrey saying here? Not if the fucking over is so minuscule to not completely fuck you now, but it's more of a couple. It doesn't make sense.
Right, like a mild inconvenience. You don't like inconveniences in your life, right?
True.
Okay, so what if never mind. I'm not doing what ifs because you always like, that's fucking dumb.
Give me a what if.
Okay, what if a company that just said they heard Everett on his phone say, I'm probably going to have to get tires in the next couple months. Okay, well, they heard that 3-4 times through the speakers and everybody's phone on your block. Next thing you know, down the stop sign, there's 15 nails. You get a fucking flat tire because of it.
Are you serious?
I'm just saying.
You're fucking crazy.
If I owned a tire shop, I would invest in nails.
Team Eric, watch out for nails because there's people down at the end of your block listening to your phone throwing nails down. And there's probably people.
Hey, Google's got people driving fucking cars around just to map the fucking streets.
You know what? You've been talking about how dirty your windows are lately. They've probably got people who are going to come around, bust your windows out so you get.
Tell me it ain't listening.
What's it say?
I said Google's got people driving around fucking cars. Immediately, my assistant pulls up. Google Assistant right here. What can I do for you? I can search the web for that.
We use the keyword.
Yeah, bitch.
You guys are crazy. I hope I pissed a lot of you off today, and I hope at least one or two of you started to think to yourself, you know what? Maybe they're not out to get me.
Yeah, but do you think and there you go. How about this? Maybe you're not in the evolutionary chain. Because think about it, when you're a caveman, when we were cavemen,
well, then it would make sense I'm further along the chain than you, because I don't need to worry about saber-toothed tigers anymore.
No, but you need to worry about saber-toothed lawyers or something. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
You get what I'm saying, though? It's not.
I get what
you're
saying.
They don't have fucking big teeth, but you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta make
there
sure
you go
you're
again.
covered.
There you go again, thinking about life like it was in the 50s or whatever. We don't live in that situation anymore.
Okay.
So,
but it could just as easily be that situation.
How?
What do you mean?
How could it just as easily be the caveman situation again?
Well, not that situation. It's not going to be the caveman situation.
How could it be the 50s situation again? How could it be the 80s situation?
Nuclear bomb?
How could it be? Yeah, okay, nuclear bomb. I think we got a lot more to worry about than our online privacy when the nuclear bomb hits.
Okay, right.
That's my point. It's like, what does this paranoia serve? Other than to give you a stomachache and, like, next time this question, you just get a little angry about it and go, I don't fucking like it.
That just reminded me, like...
Why don't you just go, I don't give a fuck, and move on about it and do something you do give a fuck about?
Because I don't care. I do care about it. I don't like it. It's not that I don't give a fuck, because I do. I don't like it.
Nomad with the oldest line in the book, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. Yeah, well, I mean, the fucking 0.00001% of you, they're probably out to get you. But the rest of us, no, they're probably not out to get you.
Well, I never said they were out to get me.
I'm just rereading his line here. The oldest line in the book, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you.
No, I know. I just realized something. I might be a little more like Armand than I thought.
What do you mean?
I think all this boils down to money with me.
Go on.
I don't think I want to be fucked out of my money.
I guarantee you have that attitude.
You know, I think that's what it is.
Sure, go on.
I
think you're getting somewhere here.
That's just what it is.
I think you're finally being truthful. Keep
I
going.
don't want to be fucked out of my money.
And how do you think that's going to fuck you out of your money? Where do you, like, again, you've got this fear of being fucked out of your money. How do you think?
I've probably give you 15, 20 examples today how they could fuck me out of my money by knowing all this data.
So you think, rationally, you think that they're listening to you and they're going to throw nails in your street? You think that's a possibility?
Here you go. I'll give you a real one. You ready for this? I'm going to go to Walmart today after work, buy a vacuum.
Okay.
Ad shows up on my thing. I don't know. I haven't priced vacuums.
How's that fuck you over?
Hang on.
Took your money.
Can you wait till I'm done?
Okay.
Jesus Christ. I haven't priced vacuums at Walmart. I don't know what they cost. Could be $39, could be $49, could be $89, could be $109. I don't fucking know. I get an ad on my phone for this badass vacuum at Target that's $69. Cool, fuck yeah. Well, I go buy that one because I like it. It's cool, $69. But Walmart the whole time had a $49 vacuum available on sale in stock, ready for me to come pick up.
So you blame the phone rather than you doing your due diligence. Like you didn't check Walmart as well as Target. You just
No,
saw
I didn't
an
check.
ad.
I didn't even check Target.
Okay, so you saw an ad and acted on the ad, and you blame the ad because you didn't check other sources. That's
No, I blame
that's
my
like
data for that.
That's like Sunday, the newspaper comes, and the first thing you pick up is the Target ad, and they've got 40-inch TVs for $300, right? You
That's
rush
a
right
terrible
out.
deal.
Right. Now, okay, 50-inch for $300. There
Okay,
you go.
that's
That's
not
better.
bad.
You rush right out and get it. Didn't even bother to look at the Walmart, the Home Depot, the Lowe's, the fucking Best Buy under it.
We're not talking about the newspaper. We're talking about somebody that's
Sales
created...
ads. What we're talking about is ads. And the first ad you saw was a $300 vacuum or $60 vacuum.
Right, yeah.
I'm not going to blame Target because I looked at their ad.
I'm not blaming Target.
Yeah, you are. You're saying the data allowed you to see that ad that Target had a $69 vacuum.
The data gave me that ad.
Right. Whatever it is, I'm not blaming the newspaper because they put the Target ad on top. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe it was a bad example because it's all going to come back to me not looking at shit up. Let me think of another one.
Okay.
I don't have it right now, but I'll think of it.
Well, no, that means I win. Because
No, whoa, slow down. There's no winning. None of us win. We all have our data collected by Facebook and Google. And
say what you want. I mean,
who wins?
I just won.
No, you didn't.
Sure did. You don't have to believe it for it to be true.
Yeah, just because it's a
like I
fact
gave you-
doesn't mean it's true.
A fact. Where's your facts?
I don't have any.
Yeah, exactly.
I have facts. Fuck you. I have facts. They're fucking taking our data.
Okay.
Everything about where we're going, what we're doing, who we're talking
Can
to.
I be honest with you? This is
What if I
very
talk to somebody?
tedious to me
What
to
if I
have a
talk to
conversation with
hang
you
on.
whenever you talk bullshit?
What if
and-
I talk to someone that's not very
Thank
liked
you,
by
Seth.
the police?
I've been trying to shrink his head, but his head is fucking already as small as it can get.
Shrinking Eric's head. I know. I felt like I'm on a fucking couch the whole time. the what you call it? The psychologist couch. Psychiatrist.
I'm just trying to understand you. I'm not trying to fix you. I'm trying to understand you.
Well, let's shut it down because I feel like we've got a lot off of the online privacy and more onto like what Eric's
Psychology
issue with
of-
this is. Yeah.
Well, no, you just happen to be the figurehead right now for the entirety of paranoid people.
Okay. Well, use Jeffrey then.
All
Sorry,
right,
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey is the figurehead now. Why, Jeffrey? Why are you so paranoid?
Because you don't want to be fucked.
And why, Jeffrey, do you think just because they collect your data, it's going to fuck you?
Because you've been fucked over before. It's experience.
Okay, is it experience or paranoia again? Just because it happened
What do
one
they call
way
that?
once.
Anecdotal evidence? Is that
Again,
right?
yeah, that's kind of anecdotal. You're not usually anecdotal between people, but yeah, it's close enough. It's drawing conclusions where there's none to be made. Just
Well-
because A happened doesn't always mean B will happen.
So what you're saying is, never mind. Go ahead. I can't
Personal
remember.
experiences do mean a lot.
Okay.
But to take him to the point where you're paranoid all the time just because you've had a few things go down, I think, again, it's paranoia. And what use is paranoia? Or you can say is, I'm paranoid, they're not going to get me because I'm paranoid.
So are you calling PTSD illogical and really?
PTSD is illogical. There's an illogical fear there. If you had fear from a fucking helicopter, no, I'm not. If you had a plane crash and now you have an illogical fear that every time you're going to get on a plane it's going to crash, that's irrational fear. Most people, 99.9% of people who've ever flown, probably way more than that, never have a plane crash. Just because you had a plane crash one time and it was scary doesn't mean you now have a rational fear of every time you get on a plane it's going to crash.
So their stuff isn't real. The things that they.
I'm not saying it's not real. I'm saying it's irrational.
Okay.
Do you not see the difference?
Yeah. No, I don't agree with it. But yeah, go ahead.
You make it seem like I'm saying these people are dumb.
I never said you said they were dumb. I say that
make
you're
your point here.
downplaying the intensity of PTSD.
I'm not downplaying. I'm saying all day long it makes sense that they could have crashed in an airplane and not want to get on another one. Makes sense. I get that, but it is not rational. It is not rational to think just because I've been in one plane crash that every time I get in a plane, a crash is going to happen. To me, that's PTSD.
Yeah, but it's human nature to think it will, to be cautious and aware of the things that could happen.
Right, but
There it is. That's all this is
And
being
I
cautious
completely
and
agree with you.
aware of the things that could happen.
And I completely agree. But to the point where you get to where you're paranoid, you're looking at it from every point of view that somebody's out to get you, that's my argument. You've gone too far.
You think?
Yeah, I know you've gone. In my opinion, let me not to say no. In my opinion, yeah, if you've let that paranoia take over your life like that, yeah, you've gone too far. Where you're always constantly worried about who or what is out to get you and take your money or whatever you've got, just because one little thing may have happened before. That's
lacking normal or usual mental clarity or coherence.
Irrational.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that sound exactly like what I'm talking about?
No, you're calling me irrational.
Yeah, you have no coherence as to why you are like afraid of this stuff happened to you.
I just told you earlier because I don't want to be fucked over again. How is that not rational to not want to be fucked?
No, that's rational. But where do you think that just because they have your data, you are going to be fucked over. That's my point.
It could happen.
It could, but you are proceeding, and that's what I'm trying to get is you're proceeding in life like it's going to rather than it might.
Okay.
So you get my differentiation? Why bother always feeling like it is going to happen than it might happen? Be prepared is one thing. To be on guard is another.
Right, but I bet you the guy that's on guard takes less damage than the guy that's, you know what I mean?
Objection, speculation. We just went over this. We're in a circle. Like I said before, by the odds, you could have every bad, like you could be prepared for fucking Rambo, but you're getting Bruce Lee every fucking time. It happens.
Well, that's fair. Yeah.
So, again, it's irrational that you have this fear.
I think we're going to come to an impasse on this because I don't agree with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's fine. Don't agree with me. We need to put a poll. Just up for this episode with no specific question. Just says Eric or Everett for this episode, and we'll see who's side.
Oh, like who you with on the data shit?
Yeah, on the paranoia side specifically.
On the data shit. Because I'm not talking about paranoia. I'm talking about I don't want them to have my data. Do you want them to have your data? Yes or no?
Again, want is not the issue, dude. Want is not the issue. Do I want anybody to have anything about me? No, I would like to live basically invisible. I would like no one to ever know I exist. But I realize that's impossible with the type of life I want to live, which is using the internet and having a phone.
Okay.
And then realizing that using the internet and having a phone, consequences, a file is created about me. Is there anything within any remote possibility bad that can happen to me over that profile? No. That's the
no.
No. Remotely possible. It could happen. It could. Like you said, somebody could assassinate me. Somebody could throw nails down. Be honest. Is that happening?
Probably not.
Probably. 99 point more nines than you can count % probably not happening because of the data you have online. It's more likely you piss somebody off in a bar or something like that.
Well, that's fair too. But you know what's going to happen? Is they're going to piss you. You're going to piss them off at the bar. Then they're going to get on Facebook, look up your profile, see where you go to shoot pool every Thursday night, come there and beat your ass.
That's what privacy settings are for.
What I'm just saying, though. You know what I mean?
Well,
that's what we're talking about is privacy.
Yeah. Frank says, I'm afraid of polls. They collect too much data. There you go.
Yeah, right.
We'll just have two answers that have no answer on either of them, a top one and a bottom one.
You just pick
That's
answer or answer.
You're a bottom or a top now.
Yeah.
We just inferred all that about you now. Like, since you're a bottom, you're gay. If you pick the second one, that's how that went.
Oh, man.
Man, it's just nuts. All right, guys, that's basically it this week. It was a pretty fun show, even though it was a big, long argument. I thought it was fun.
I thought it was good. Yeah, definitely.
Charles Morgan, is Eric a paranoid freak show? Is Everett just an asshole? How about these poll questions? Those are good questions. Eric is a paranoid freak show.
And Everett is an asshole.
Not just an asshole.
An idiot.
That's fuck you. That's good. No, I'm more than just an asshole. If I come off a little harsh, I'm sorry. You know, it's tough love. All right.
Who said that? Charles Morgan?
Yeah.
I like where you think. I like the way you think.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week. Check out. I guess.
Yeah, no, but don't miss next Wednesday at 2:00 because we got that Flat Earth guy on, and we're gonna try to give him a run for his money. But he is, remember this, a professional.
And if Facebook's working, I'll go ahead and post on the group the list of links to the direct links to the Facebook ad preferences, the Google ad preferences, where you can go on there and if you want to turn off the little things they can do to track you and serve you better ads.
Definitely,
it's there for you to use. Otherwise, check out yoradio.com. Check out the Rabbit Hole Radio app. We've been live for about 2 weeks now, playing some really cool stuff. As soon as I get a little extra time, we're going to start doing the really cool stuff with I've got some really cool special bumpers prepared, some real comedy bits for in between.
What's a bumper? For those that don't know.
So when you want to fill time in between two segments, like when you listen on the radio and they go, KC 95, it lasts exactly 5 seconds, and they needed to fill 5 seconds, and that was one of the random audio files they had.
Hey, you were just listening to Surreal Talk. How about you check out Higher Side Chats coming up next on Rabbit Hole Radio?
Exactly right.
Okay.
Or built into the app, hey, we noticed you were liking this channel. Why not look at this other channel that's very similar? Is that too much for you?
That's data.
Is that too much for you? Like if they
they're
suggestions?
Gonna collect what fucking data that you want?
What about YouTube? Whenever
we noticed that you listen to Surreal Talk podcast.
Perfect, nailed it.
Fuck
Sorry,
you.
Podcast is not over.
Podcast is over.
Eric refuses to change his YouTube account because he doesn't want his suggested videos to change. He's pissed if he'd have to be on the wrong account because he spent too much time building up his online preferences for who he is and what he likes to watch.
That's different.
Checkmate. Great episode, everybody. See you next week.
That's different. That's fucking different. It's about what I watch, okay? Fuck you. I'm not voting for whoever that they give me on the ads anyway.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm fucking done.
Oh, is that not the perfect way to end that, everybody? Thank you. I know you're still on Team Eric. That's cool. I'm sure I hope I probably didn't get any Team Ever people off today.
Haircut, dude.
Yeah, you do.
Bad. Look at my hair. How long it is.
Pretty long, man. I got mine done yesterday.
Did you?
Yep.
Man,
standard cut.
Thin, dude.
Yeah, up on top a little bit.
A little bit. Hell, your hair receded back into your ears. Look at that line.
Ears cut short. We'll see how thin it is.
Dude, no, but I got these big old bushes of hair in my ears. Like
take Kratom for all poop-related issues.
Oh,
now,
yeah, I was supposed to tell you to take Kratom.
So, now I've heard about Kratom. What exactly is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
Take it.
I'm not just taking something.
Take it and find out.
Because a guy in chat said take Kratom for poop issues.
Yeah, take it and find
and
out.
I happen to, no, this is like buying the fucking thing from the Target ad because I didn't look at the Walmart ad below it. I could go, this guy says take Kratom for poop issues. I have poop issues. I'm looking no more into it.
That's all you got to do.
Nah.
Okay,
nah,
well,
brah.
Look into it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to look and see if there's a cheaper vacuum.
A cheaper vacuum?
Or
oh, okay, I get the example. Ha ha ha. What about lightning? I don't know about lightning. So are preppers paranoid or irrational? Jeffrey asks.
They can be both. They don't have to be either. You know what I mean? It depends on the level of prep and why they're prepping.
Also, oh hey, I wanted to tell you guys also, if you're still here, which probably none of you are.
Some of them.
If you have questions that you want us to ask this flat Earth dude, send them in. Send them our way through email at info@surrealtalkpodcast.com or send them to the Facebook group.
Any way you can get them to us, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, Twitter,
we'll
Facebook, whatever. We'll find it. We want to ask questions that you want to, answered about this flat Earth shit. If you got
please don't send ones like how did you damage your brain and when was that? Because we're not going to
those are funny,
They're funny, but we're not going to ask the guy. We're not going to ask each other that. We might laugh at them off the air, but just it's a waste of our time.
Right, we are looking for some serious questions though if you want for us to ask this flat Earth professional. So that's hit us up.
Flat Earth's professional. That's funny.
Yeah, he's a professional.
I guess he makes a living talking flat Earth.
Why is he not professional at it?
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right.
That's it then, right?
Thanks everybody for showing up today. Eric sucks. I rule. As usual, that's the way it goes. See you guys later.
And it's not for poop, Matthew says. He takes it every day.
Oh, I understand. He takes it as a narcotic or a drug or whatever you want to say. It may not be narcotic, but he takes it.
I don't know. No,
I
I don't think it's
some sort of drug, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you guys next week.
Isn't everything?